So right now, you're being aggressive, right? So you're violating my Third Amendment right because I'm quartering with an enemy combatant.
It is what it is. We're all sick from disinformation. We all live for twisted sensations. Kids are safe, but too well behaved to feel. Never heal with the fakes. Go make something real. If what you've always believed in was not considered treason, business will be booming, writing news with no meaning. Take it or leave it the way you see it is the end result. Angels and demons.
Yes, back by popular demand, because apparently it was lame because it was a 20-minute video. Usually everyone's saying, don't make the video so long. So what do you guys think of the whole premiere? Should I do more of those or take them or leave them? What's up, Asian? What's up, Kimber? What's up, Extortion? So yeah, I thought I'd come on and I gave my 2 cents, so now give you guys an opportunity to give your 2 cents. Slacker had some interesting things to say. He brought up an interesting point. That could be, what if this is all an act put on by these two to garner more exposure? It's a possibility. We don't know. I wouldn't put it past a lot of people. The premieres are great, but what? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and come on in for people that want to come in and give their opinion on the whole situation. What's up, Kat? Let's see what we got here. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Well, sometimes sometimes you get unsub. Just make sure you hit that sub button again. Oh no, I've been having an issue, like it's been stuck at like 1,980 for like a long time. I would lose 5-6 people. They don't gain 2. I don't know what's going on. Like maybe YouTube's being glitchy or something. Weird. Oh, Kimber liked it. Okay, cool. Well, maybe I'll do some more of those. All right, so who wants to come on up and talk about what do you think about the whole situation with Mr. Abrams and Mr. Crispy? Give their 2 cents on that. You guys can have the opportunity right here, right now. Oh, we have someone that's willing to do it. Who is it? What's up, Asian?
How are you, sir? Kenny, how are you today?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing good, my man. Really appreciate you with the content today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was asked Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. I was just going to say I wanted to jump up for maybe a minute and then I'll drop back down to give everyone else an opportunity. But when I saw the premiere notification, I said I absolutely cannot miss this today. I don't know if you remember, Kenny, but about a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I joined your live panel for the very first time. Thank you again for letting me do that. Mm-hmm. And the circumstances were back then that I was new to the 1A community. I'm just an average Joe. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I just believe in my constitutional rights. And I came across some 1A auditing a couple of months ago. I started binging on it ever since. I've subscribed to numerous 1A auditors since then. But this last week, for me personally, has been a roller coaster ride. And I just wanted to share sort of what I went through in the last week or so.
Go for it.
Specifically around Paulie and AFA Josh. So let me just be absolutely clear that I am a subscriber of AFA Josh. I'm just stating that. So that's how it all happened. I subscribed to him about 2 months ago. He was maybe one of the very first 1A auditors I came across, and I just subscribed simply because of the fact that the content was good and it was educational for me as just a citizen in this country trying to learn about my rights, right? Since then, obviously, I've ran into some historical videos on Josh and some of his history and criminal background and all. And look, I've always lived life as, if you treat me in a cordial way, I'm going to treat you in a cordial way, right? If you come to me as a badass and aggressive, then chances are I'm going to respond or react that way as well, right? So the reason why I mention this is because Josh has never done anything personally to me, right? I get that, from what I'm learning, he has a lot of people that he's butted heads with in the past, and I kind of question that now. Like, why do so many people not like Josh, right? Because at the end of the day, I pride myself on not having too many enemies in my
Uh-huh.
life, if not at all, right? I would like
Hmm.
to say that I don't have any enemies that I'm aware of, right? I think I try to respect people and just be cordial with people, and things of that degree. And that's just the way I am. That's the way I want to raise my two kids, right? My two boys,
Hmm.
7 and 9 years old now. So, um, but check this out, man. So long story short, through Josh, I ran into News New England. I think, Kenny, you saw me on the panel a few times in the past,
I
and that's how
have.
you probably know me. And again, I use that as a platform just to share my opinions, to learn, to meet other interesting people. And really that's my motive behind all of this and being active in the community as a supporter. I'm no
Hmm.
auditor. I don't plan on auditing, right? Um, I just want to be a behind the scenes consumer of content. And if I can support, certain people, then I will, right? Through commenting and joining live panels and just contributing through conversation. So eventually, through New England, excuse me, I met Paulie, obviously, because he's part of that community. And when Paulie was doing his live shows, for the very first time in my YouTube history, I joined Paulie's live panel for the first time. It was actually the first live panel I ever joined on YouTube, so I was a little nervous. But at the end of the day, Paulie's great. Again, it's just a platform to share your opinions, comment, and have good dialogue. Um, Long story short, ever since the Paulie Josh debacle in the last week and a half or so, look, I've always stayed neutral, at least tried to, and I voiced that on both sides of the fence. But just recently, unfortunately, as of last night, I think Josh took a stab at me, man. Made a comment around the fact that I'm spending a lot of time on Paulie's live panels lately. And
Uh-huh.
even though I was trying to stay neutral and not take a side, because again, I'm just an average Joe supporter out in
Yeah.
YouTube, right? He kind of made the decision for me last night and basically, I don't remember verbatim what he said to me because he was on New England's live channel last night. But when I said hello to everyone on the live chat, he called me out and made some kind of silly comment about, aren't you supposed to be on Paulie's channel right now? So I guess
Hmm.
Josh made the decision for me without me wanting to make a decision. And I just, to new subscribers in this community, us being pulled into the mix, I just think it's unfair. Whatever's
Hmm.
going on between Paulie and Josh is between them. As a supporter of both Paulie and Josh, I shouldn't be pulled into this. And I just think it's unfair. And it's getting to the point where I think I'm just going to shut down YouTube for a little while because of it.
Well,
So it
here's
sucks.
here's the
Because it
thing
is a
with
it is a monetization business. It's all about
yeah.
subscribers and retaining subscribers and getting support whenever you can. But I
It-
think
It's
in
a
it, in an unconscious way, they're not doing it correctly here to the new
no,
subscribers. So
and it's a situation where they're asking people like you who are new subscribers who like both of them to choose between one of them because if you're a Josh supporter, I honestly I don't think if you're a Josh supporter, I don't think Paulie's gonna say get the hell kick rocks. But Josh,
no,
I think if you're a Paulie supporter, will say kick rocks.
and that's the best point you made because I've already spoken to Paulie about this issue, and I told him I said, look, Paulie, I like you and I like Josh. I don't want to get in between this. I'm gonna support you, Paulie, whenever you go live, and I'm gonna try and support Josh as I always have been. I don't care about the history because, quite frankly, Josh has never done anything wrong to me. So I just want to
Hmm.
leave it like that until he does do something wrong to me. And Paulie was great about it. He was like, Asian, I love you, man. You're a great supporter. You do you, right?
Yeah.
And that was sort of like what I was expecting from Josh as well. But
Oh no.
unfortunately, I guess he doesn't feel that way. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna drop down and get back into live chat with the other folks. But I just wanted to come up and share this. And as always, Kenny, I thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. Yeah.
All right.
Adrian brought up a really good point. I think it's especially with people who are new or even people who remember Paulie from the days before he had his own channel when he was on NNE's panel when he would when they had the AFA crew they were doing stuff like that. to me, it seemed like, even though maybe I didn't agree with what they were doing, but it always seemed like they were all having a good time, which really surprised me when I heard Paulie said that he pretty much just kind of tolerated Josh. It didn't seem like that to me. It seemed like they were genuine friends. And I still believe that they were. I think that there's some falling out. Now, maybe over time, Paulie got sick of Josh's shit, but I really don't think that he didn't like Josh from the beginning. I think he liked Josh at one point. And maybe Josh, being Josh, did Josh shit that pissed Paulie off, and then Paulie started backing away from him. But because he's a loyal friend and he was still cool with Brian, he, like he was saying, tolerated Josh. I could totally see Paulie doing something like that because, like I said before, I do believe that he is a loyal friend. And again, I think that's one of the. I think everyone could use a loyal friend, and I honestly think that's why I think this rift is as big as it is because Josh realizes he lost a good friend in Paulie, and he's hurting from it, and he doesn't like to be hurt. Which obviously no one likes to be hurt, but I think due to some life circumstances of his own, it really affects him. What do you think, Distortion Watchers?
Well, there's a reason. Okay, nothing against Omaha Cop Block, but there's a reason when he asked me if I wanted to go film with all those people and travel with him just one time. There's a reason why I turned it down. I just don't want to get caught up in all this drama. I just think this drama is just a bunch of like 5-year-old shit, and I think they need to just like forget about all this drama and focus on what they're supposed to be focusing on.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, and I'm just afraid that it's really going to turn into because Omaha Cop Block is back out with Josh, so they kissed and made up essentially.
Basically, I don't know the situation because I don't talk to Omaha Cop Block as much as people tend to think I do, but
Okay.
Come
on, man, you guys are like best friends, aren't you?
No. But I think that there's a high chance they made up afterwards. That's what boys will do. They usually.
Well, yeah. I think maybe a lot of people were thinking that maybe it was set up, like it was staged. What do you think? Do you think it was a staged event, from your opinion, possible. Or you think so?
It's quite possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Because they made up pretty quick. And also, if you think about it, Josh wasn't nearly as vocal as remember when the whole thing went down with CFW. He was like, he went on for days and days and days and days and days. Anyone else that wrongs him or crosses him, it's not just one day and he's done. It's days and days and days. And with Omaha, it was just one day. Omaha came on and was like, well, look, man, I'm done with you. It's no big deal. And, and it was over and done with. The next thing you know, what? I'm guessing, not even a week later, all of a sudden they're back out doing stuff with each other. And I think, honestly, Brian had a lot to do with it because Brian was trying to, I think Brian tried to be the problem solver between the two.
Yeah. But if that's true, then why did Josh say so much personal stuff about Omaha Cop Block? Like he said how Omaha Cop Block does stuff just for views, and he mentioned that his subscribers are stupid. Why would they say all that just for this?
Well, as far as their subscribers are stupid, I can't say anything about that. But I've had personal conversations with Omaha Cop Block before, and I have heard he hasn't come out and said it, but some of the comments he's made, I can allude to. He does a lot for clicks and views.
Mm-hmm. But why would
he hasn't said it all out?
They were just joking, though. Why would Josh say that? He wouldn't put that out there if they were just like trying to fake argue to the subscribers. They wouldn't tell his subscribers that.
Make it look real, though. And anybody that watches him enough can make that assumption already. Think about it. If you watch, how often do you watch his videos?
Yeah, I watch just about every video of his.
And you can't tell that and maybe when he does his, when he's just talking, when he does live streams, whatever, when he's just talking to people, you're telling me you can't pick up on some of the things he's saying, that he's not in it to change laws. He's more in it to I mean, he's told me straight up, like, yeah, man, I just do what I do, and I've had some stuff happen with the cops, and he wants to get back at them for some of the stuff that they did, but if you listen to what he's saying, you can tell he's not in it for social justice or anything like that.
No, and that's with a lot of auditors, though.
True. No, I agree. I totally agree. And which would make, and that's what Josh is in it for, even though he claims he's not. But come on, fuck that, he is.
Yeah,
but Josh is of the mind that he is some sort of beacon in the auditing world, and he is the
top dog.
Yeah, that's what he believes, and he believes he's a leader, and what
he's
he
not even
says
an
goes.
original. He's not
No,
even.
not even. What's up, Stuck?
Hey, when you said he's of the mind, I don't think he has a mind. And the leader of what exactly is he? Of like?
Well, he's not the leader of anything, but he claims he likes to think that he is a leader of the 1A community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He won't come out and say it, and he'll deny it. But you see his videos, you see the way he talks, you see how he carries himself.
Oh yeah.
It's like he's like, let's put it this way. He, in his mind, if he won't consider himself the king, he will consider himself the prince regent. King in all but name.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Let me just.
So, what do you think, Stuck? Did you know what was going on between Josh and Polly Crispy?
I was watching. I got about 3/4 of the way through the video, so I've been a little busy working. So, I mean, just can you just give me a quick synopsis there on what the hell happened? Because I'm trying to catch up the last 2 days.
Something happened where they're fighting now. They don't like each other, and they kind of came to blows on 2 different live streams now. One of them, the only one I caught, is they just don't like each other, and now all of a sudden, Paulie is not supporting Josh. Josh doesn't like it, and I don't know. We'll see. That's what we know so far. I'm of the mind to think that I don't think Paulie is going to change the way he does his content. I don't think it's going to go that far with him. I think it's just he doesn't like Josh, and that's it. He's going to support other auditors and do what he does still, but just not supporting Josh doing it.
No, that's what I was gathering from the little bit that I was watching. That he's had it with Josh. And same with everybody else. They're getting sick and tired of this moron.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's the leader of the rodents of our planet. That's all. Actually, you can't even lead that. I don't think.
No, but yeah. So that's what's going on with him, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. If in a month from now they've made up and they're friends again, because I mean, maybe because honestly we don't know what created this rift. We don't know. I was watching a panel on Josh. I mean, I knew News New England before I made the video, and Josh said something about this is all about a girl. I highly doubt it's all about a girl.
No, actually,
that's what Josh had said.
I think Josh made a pass at him, and he turned Josh down.
Maybe that's what it was. Who knows?
It's all conjecture. I don't know. It's just, and now he's playing the jealous role, and he's all upset.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I was saying, I heard Josh say that this has all happened because of a girl, and I don't know. I don't know how true that is. You can't believe anything Josh says.
Yeah, because Josh is the girl.
But there's something that caused a rift, and depending on what it is, it could be fixed or it could not be fixed.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and it just really depends on what happens, where they go from here. Are they just going to leave it at this and let sleeping dogs lay? Or is it going to be like with what happened with Peachy and any other person that got pissed off Josh pissed off Josh, where we're going days and days and days where it's just, oh, all bad Paulie. Paulie did this. Or even with Sancho. I mean, we're talking months later, they're still pissed off at Sancho. I mean, they don't like to let sleeping dogs lay.
No, they don't. And it's unfortunate, and it's just, like I'm tired of the drama that is being caused, like in high school.
Absolutely. A lot of it is just a lot of high school drama. That's how I felt exactly when I was watching the whole live stream. I'm just like, people were, I mean, and doing a big panel like that, I kind of felt for Paulie because like people are talking over each other. And sometimes it's really hard to get control of a situation, especially with Josh's involved. I remember when Patty was on here, people just wanted to, talk because when Josh or Patty comes on and allows our side of the 1A community get at them, it's a rare opportunity. So they want to take full advantage of that. I get it, and I understand that.
That's
And I
right.
kind of felt for Paulie in that it's because it had to be hard to try and keep everyone in check. I think he did the best he could do.
Well, you know how it goes when you get that many people on a panel. Yes, we've had those kind of. You've been on a couple of those panels where things are getting intense.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
you do feel bad for him because of the drama.
Yeah. What's up, Coachella?
Hey, what's up, brother? Thank you for that upload.
Not much. Yeah. We're talking about. I don't know if you're familiar with what's going on with Josh and Paulie Crispy. Are you at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so they had some big ass falling out, and now I'm just allowing people to kind of voice their opinions on it and talk about it. First of all, what since I've never had you on here before, and we're talking about Josh, what are your personal thoughts on Josh Abrams' accountability for him?
I think he has too much time on his hands. It's kind of embarrassing to other men. I could respect what he's fighting for, but he's doing it in a way where he wants a whole bunch of attention and he wants pats on the back. I'm just saying from my perspective, I think he's weak. The other dude, Rice Crispy, I think he's a little more righteous.
Paulie Crispy. Paulie Crispy. It's yeah.
I said the name wrong. I know it is though. But I think he's a little more solid than the other dude is, just because of the content. Hold on.
Okay. All right, so
Walk around.
All right, so so a lot of people like Slacker was in there, and he brought up a good point that I wanted to ask everyone here. He was saying that maybe it was, I think I've asked a few of you already, but I'll ask you too, Coachella. Some people are thinking, well, he's of the mind, and I can't deny it. Maybe this is a big setup. Maybe this is planned. Maybe they're trying to get more views for Paulie, or maybe more for Josh. I mean, it's possible. It's something I wouldn't put past Josh. I don't know Paulie enough to know if I'd put it past him, but Josh is definitely someone I wouldn't put it past. And if he's really for something, he's going to try and sell it.
Right.
What do you think?
No, I agree with that because I don't know none of those two guys personally. I only know them by the content on YouTube. But that dude Josh seems too disingenuous. Like when he talks, I just tend to believe he's fucking lying about everything. Sorry for cussing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you on that one.
Watch his videos, man. He's like, he talks to himself, but like the third person in the room too much. So I mean, I can see if like he's doing a cop watch and that goes sour, but most of the time, Josh is out there trying to find a good way to get some bait content. And this right here could be the exact same. This could be the example of them just trying to get some views, get some content, If they really have a problem with each other, why go on YouTube? But if it's that personal, like if they could have a communication or they can talk or just fight it out, do that, watch it like men and let's get over with, stop it.
It's because that's an easy question to answer. Is because Josh is all about the limelight. He feels that he could sell a lie easier on the internet than he could not on the internet, because he has his army of minions that believe every word he says. An example, not of Josh, but I'm gonna put an example for Auditing America. He just recently uploaded an image. is showing a cop bending over, kind of looking at a fruit vendors, like, some fruit, right? And he puts in there, he says, "Oh, I guess fruit vendors are the next enemy or the world's greatest enemy." I'm like, wait a minute. There's no context behind this. He's just looking at the fruit. For all you know, she could be looking to buy a watermelon. And you look in the comment section, and everyone's just like, "Oh my God, the cops are horrible for doing this. What does this guy do? Blah, blah, blah." It's like, you don't have any context behind this picture. It's just what Anselmo said, and you're buying every freaking bit of it. That's ridiculous.
It's a bias. Like a lot of these chats, their community or their subscribers, they're real like contradictive, or they're just too biased where they're not going to be fair with him. Like in reality, I would just tell Audie in America, a lot of us respected him more when he was out there putting in work on the cops. More recently, when he went to Florida, his content kind of dropped off. So I don't watch him at all no more.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. Herd mentality. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do, especially when you have such a oh God, I hate to say this about Josh, but he to an extent he is charismatic. He's using it completely wrong and for wrong reasons, but I mean he is. I mean, I don't think many people can deny that, which is why he is so polarized. You hate him, or you love him.
Like after the whole Auditing the USA and him kind of broke up, those guys kind of, or whatever, Auditing America, whatever the fucking name is. Too many fucking names that sound like nowadays. But when those guys broke up and they stopped doing content together, Josh knew that people weren't gonna fuck with him no more. So he had to reinvent himself, and that's what he's doing right now. He's being dramatic. He thinks he has YouTube beef with other people. It's fucking hilarious, man. I love watching him because that dude has big ass jugs. You feel me? So I love watching that. That's about it.
He would be charismatic if his voice wasn't so irritating, Cheryl said. His voice is completely irritating, you're right. It is. Sancho, you're more than welcome to come on up if you want, or anybody, Dramadome or whoever, Cheryl. Whoever wants to come on it, you guys are more than welcome to. Like I said, this one is all about you guys. Let you guys know what, let me know, or let everyone else know what you guys think. Maybe we can come up with some new theories on what's going to happen here. Well, first of all, let's take a vote. How many people think that this is a genuine beef or stage beef? Let's start with the panel and everyone else. If you think it's genuine beef, give me a 1. If you think it's stage beef, give me a 2. Extortion Watchers, real or stage beef?
I'm in between. I think, I do think it was staged, but there's just some facts that are missing from it. You know what I mean?
Okay, Scott.
I'd say it's probably most likely staged, but they're just children acting up, I think.
Okay, Nada.
I'm going to be the odd one out. I think it's real.
Okay, fair enough. Albert, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? It's real. It's real.
What do you think?
It's real.
Okay.
For sure.
So
Thank you,
two
Albert.
people that think it's real, and most of the chat thinks it's staged. Well, except Kimber. Kimber's with you guys and thinks it's real. The Dramadome thinks it's fake. Stage. We have a few people that think it's real. So there's a few. Most people think it's staged.
Kenny,
you can get as many votes as you want.
Kenny, did you go over what happened today, or his what's going on with him right now?
I did see that he asked for more time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty much so. And this is what kills me. I was watching his the stream with News New England. He was saying, "I want to make a bet with Jaw Albert.
Right.
I bet you I'll be free tomorrow." I'm like, and I'm thinking, why is he so sure? And now I know why he was so sure, because he knew he was going to ask for more time.
Well, there's a little more into it, but I can read you the beautiful email that I got back from his district attorney, if you'd like.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I've read it already, but I'll read it again because it might help you guys understand a little better of why they haven't revoked his bail yet. Even though multiple people have been contacting her, you'll get that in the email as well. And she's okay with that. Like, she tells me at the end of it, like, if you want to contact me, just make sure you don't put personal information in it because it goes in the record at the end of the case. at the end of the case. So anyway, she says, Mr. Walbert, thank you for reaching out about Mr. Abrams. I am aware of what he's been up to here and in various parts of the country through his very public exploits on YouTube. While I understand all of your frustrations as well as the others, the only consolation I can offer is that I will continue to prosecute my case to the best of my ability. And if his actions rise to the level of bail revocation, I will seek it. The standard is 1, committed a crime, and 2, is unlikely to abide by any conditions set by the court, and 3, poses a danger to the community. So what she's saying here is that she understands that Abrams committed a crime, and by doing that, he broke his rules. Hey, babe.
Oh, he's doing that. Welcome, Diver.
Well, all I can say is there's a.
Well, let me just finish real quick. So she's saying that she agrees with me that he did violate because he committed a crime, and she does agree with me that he violated a second rule because he committed a crime that violates his conditions. But what she's saying is, given the current pandemic, I do not typically ask that an individual be held in custody awaiting trial unless they meet that final criteria of posing a danger to the community. While Mr. Abrams' actions, while a nuisance to some and criminal in some instances, have not risen to this level, as he has not recently been charged with any violent offenses. Should you choose to reach out again, I just want to remind you that emails to and from me regarding the case are public records, and they will be made part of the public file after the conclusion of the case. I remind you this only so that you do not include any personal information which you might not want to be made public. And so the other thing then is too, I'll explain that. Give me 5 minutes.
All right. Well, that's interesting. So, well, that makes sense. I mean, with the way everything's going, they don't want to clog up. They're letting people out of prison. Why are they gonna, put more people in? So I get that. Diver, what's up? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Shakespeare's work, but he's got a title that deals in this. Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, everybody's hemming and hawing and hoping and praying, and we just got to have patience. It's just another 2 weeks.
So it got postponed for 2 weeks?
From what I understand, it's October 1st.
Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, cool.
Well, it's bad for me. I've got a medical appointment that day and the next, but it doesn't matter.
Well, just think. After your medical appointment, there's a possibility you're going to get some good news, right?
Well, or another postponement. But you got to realize,
another postponement.
Right. What you got to realize right now is jurisprudence is knocked back on its heels for the moment because no one really wants first to do a criminal jury trial virtually because there's so much nuance that will be lost from the witness, from the defendant, and I don't think, I mean, there's been some that have had non-binding verdict. I just started researching it, so I can't state for a fact there hasn't been a criminal jury trial that has had a binding verdict, but I can understand why lawyers, attorneys, and judges don't care for them. If you think about it, yeah, okay, you can see somebody, but can you truly see their facial expression? Can you really see their language when they're being asked a question or when they're listening to someone else answer a question? These are the subtleties that a jury may or may not know are in their heads when they see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's I'm right with you on that one. I'd much rather not, if I were in this situation where I would much rather not have a trial by video conference or anything like that. I'd much rather have it right then and right there with, because not only for the defense, not only for the prosecution, but the defense too. You don't have the raw emotion that's in the courtroom that could, maybe sway it your way if you're the defense. You know what I mean?
How is Josh pushing it back so much? Like, how does he do that? How does he pull it off?
It's a very good question. I have no idea. I'm wondering that too, because it seems like every time he has a court date, something happens where it gets pushed back. It gets pushed back every single time. He has an excuse for everything. And to me, it almost seems like they're buying it. But
I had trouble pushing mine back twice. One time when I tried, I don't get how.
Well, maybe a lot of it has to do with coronavirus and just the state of the court. They're like not trying to, you know what I mean? That might have something to do with that too.
No,
that's okay.
You know how he's doing it? He's offering sexual favors to key people that can do it. I'm sure.
Oh,
Is it a male judge?
There we go. Is it a male judge? I don't know.
Okay, I had to.
Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters to Josh.
No,
I'm
it's
sure
a
it
male.
doesn't. He's got those big boobies, so the judge wouldn't know.
It's a male judge. His name is Kenneth Salinger. So Indiana put out they put a petition into the court for revocation of his bail. And it looked like the listing said because he violated pretrial release conditions, which are rules and regulations of bail.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, because I've been saying Indiana, they're not playing day one in bad. That's our day one in bad. So the continuance from what we kind of think is for him to take care of as much as he can in Indiana prior to him taking this sentence agreement. So the reason I say that is this, because remember he said to Brian, I ain't taking no fucking deal. I'm going in there. I'm taking this fucking thing to trial. You think I'm fucking taking a deal? I'm taking it to trial. Well,
very adamantly.
Right. So here's two things on that. The first thing on that is he said when he was mad at me, and Jawalbert's out here screaming 3 to 6, 3 to 6. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. They offered me less than that. 2 years to something, he said. So number two, he gave himself away by saying that they did offer him a deal, and he knows what the deal is. Same thing, I knew what it was. And he's saying that, so he's telling then Brian, I'm not taking no fucking deal on the one hand, and on the other hand now, he could have went in there today and said, instead of a continuance, said, all right, set me for trial, because that gives him more than just 30 days. You know what I mean? This continuance, This was only a minor, like they're out of continuances, right? But they gave the DA agreed to give them this one to take care of what he could in Indiana, I'm assuming. And then he would take the deal on the next, and I think it's the first, is it not? I think it was already listed for the first, somebody said.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But if he goes down to Indiana and they revoke his bail and they hold his ass, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. But Josh is telling everybody else a bunch of bullshit because his followers don't know the law. And I made a whole Google Drive doc of Abrams' history, his prior record score, the sentence guideline, how the judge lists it, I everything. I made it so people could follow it. I even drew lines on the diagrams and shit to show, like, yeah, if he was really going to trial, like he screamed, he would have set a trial date. It would have gave him another 4 to 5 months on the street, because when you set trial, now we're talking picking a jury, we're talking a whole bunch of shit that now has to happen, and everything starts over when you go to trial. So if he was doing that, he would have done it, guys. He didn't do that. He went in and begged for a continuance and got it. Didn't even get a full month continuance, too. You notice that? Not even a full month.
No. Like so 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That? Yeah, about 2 weeks, yeah.
So that just goes to show you more that everything that I've been saying has been truthful. And that's why he came on that show and disgraced my brother and ran his mouth the way he did, was because every time somebody's been asking him about it, he keeps telling them, I don't talk about it. Brian, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. But he's being forced to talk about it now, and he doesn't like that.
Sharon, yes, I would like that video. Would you be willing to come on and kind of talk us through it too? If not, that's fine. I still would like the video, but I think it'll be a lot better with your commentary on to kind of we can gauge what you were feeling when you were going through it, sort of thing. So if you wanted to do that, sure. But so I'd like to see it.
Kenny, if you didn't, I'll post that Google Drive. It's got other stuff in it that has to do with Abrams, like his records and shit, and his robbery and all that. But it has the diagram that I was talking about, so that you can paste.
Yeah. So I'll put it in a. I guess I could put it here.
Like, you can take the pages then and do what you do and put them in order and kind of explain them a little better. You can erase my writing if you want. I'll do that. What's funny is on the one page, the court case that they're talking about is an unarmed robbery. So it's similar to his case in the sense of how they go about deciding this guy's sentence, what his prior record is, how you count his prior record. And so that's why I included it all in there.
Good.
Even to my calculations of what it is. So.
Well, all right. I've got some homework, guys.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you for a while then, right? Yeah.
No, I'll still be doing stuff. I usually do my homework in between videos and all that. It's all to the good. And I've got so much stuff that I need to work on. So yeah, it's all good.
Listen, I couldn't believe that she fucking emailed me. Listen, I've been trying to get a hold of this woman through her office, leaving messages for her. I've spoken to so many other people. And finally today, I called the number on the robbery report, and it's her number. It takes you right to her voicemail, but it also gives you her email address. I was like, got it. And I emailed her 5 minutes. 5 minutes, bro. She emailed me back.
That's good.
So
she's on top of it. Some people aren't.
Yeah, and it sounds like she wants to put it like so. I also looked up in Massachusetts. They are telling the district attorney as well as probation officers that unless it's a major violation of probation or unless it's a major violation of bail conditions, we do not want to book them or revoke their bail at this time. So, got to give her, she's telling you, hey, we got him on all this, but then he's harassing a female that I know of. I told her, I said, look, here's the email, get a hold of the police, file a report, do it the right way. And then here's the DA, and you can let them know, that now he's unsafe. If he's, harassing and threatening this person, like they say they have all the proof of it as well. So,
yeah, absolutely. Sharon, send me that video. Email it to me, and we'll take care of that. So, all right, but then again, you gotta give it to her. Essentially, she's saying, look, I get your frustration. We're gonna get him. It's not gonna be as quickly as maybe we want it to happen, but it's gonna happen. She's trying to. It seemed to me, from what I'm hearing about your guys' the email and the conversation, is it's gonna happen. Be patient. She's got him. He's in her crosshairs.
Yep.
It's a done deal.
Yep.
It's just he's procrastinating. He's like doing the I got a pee pee dance before he
Yep.
goes and does his business sort of things.
Yeah.
Help!
Yep. And
Yeah,
Paul
essentially.
Camp, to answer your question as far as like the video of the robbery, you can't FOIA anything that's in an active investigation. So once he pleads guilty and the investigation is closed, then you can FOIA that information and see the video of him robbing the store if you want. But up until then, no.
Help!
Damn.
What's up,
I
Mr.
missed
J? How are
what
you?
happened. Hi. I missed what happened. What happened?
Not
In
you,
a nutshell.
Oh God. Jay, you're
With
too
what? What did you miss?
Everything.
Josh, I guess. What's going on?
Oh no, just Jim was just telling us about. It's pretty much a done deal. He's going away. It's going to take longer than anticipated, and he had court today, but he got a continuance. So till I believe someone was saying October 1st.
Fucking pussy. Why doesn't he just get it over with?
I don't know.
Right.
That just gives us a couple more weeks to fuck with him. That's all.
Yep, pretty much. Well, if you notice, he's not even posting new content anymore. The last content he posted was when he was with what's his face, News Now Patrick, and Extra Good Citizen, and No Name. He was so cool in No Name. He just posted a video yesterday. And guess what they audited? Take a guess. Did you see the video?
No.
No.
All right. So you haven't seen it yet. With Patty involved, what do you think was audited?
His asshole?
No.
Okay.
Close, but no.
A post office?
No, a casino.
A what?
A casino.
What? Are you serious?
A casino. I kid you not. A casino.
Jeez.
They audited a
private.
casino?
Absolutely.
A casino's private.
Ridiculous, huh?
Yeah,
it's private property. So they sat on the okay. You have to watch it. I'm actually gonna do a video on it. It's funny. It's interesting.
Oh, they didn't go inside?
No. Oh, I'm sure they did, but they didn't film inside.
Oh.
They know they're not. Josh isn't that stupid. Neither is Patty. They're not that stupid. They know they can't do that.
So, what?
Oh, he does have a new one up about an hour ago. Back in Massachusetts, auditing state police. Okay, the last video I saw of his, I haven't seen anything today, but yesterday he posted a video with Patty. So yeah, right? Unreal, a casino.
Like, okay, what is that going to show? I mean, aren't casinos, owned by private corporations?
Yeah, it's private.
What does it fucking matter?
It doesn't. Right? Desperation move.
Bra shop.
Yeah, so a bra shop.
Which one's No Name?
No Name. Is he even audit still?
What's his real name?
I don't know. I'm sure it'd be easy to find out. I'm sure it's easy to find out.
No Name.
I'm shocked. I am utterly shocked here. Yeah.
Patty went inside when the champ cameras were off. He's got $50K to spend. All right, Sharon, thanks. We can only hope he would get into his head that he needs one. You guys are great. Got to hold private companies and citizens accountable. We all know how corrupt and tyrannical citizens and private businesses are. Well, there are certain businesses that are tyrannical. I think we all have to agree with that.
Okay.
And there are tyrannical private citizens, but still, there's no need to audit them. But
do you guys have any type of news programming similar to New York's Channel 5, Shame on You?
I don't think so.
Investigative reporting of corruption, both of government, private business. I know because an ex-cardiologist of mine who is now deceased was an episode.
Oh
And
wow.
it basically was John Stossel. He's a local newscaster, investigative reporter. He was standing outside one day with this. I'm surfing through the channels. I see the "Shame on You" logo, which is just somebody wagging a finger at you. And I see him standing there in the street with a building behind him, and I said, "I know that building. I know that building very well." And there's a car parked behind the building. He walks up to the gentleman that's getting something, leaning down, getting something out of the car. And then when the guy stands up, I recognized him too as my cardiologist. Seems he's a great doctor, but a lousy businessman. He has a problem. He had a problem paying his staff, and the staff come 5 New York, and Stossel went out to question him, and of course he says no comment and goes inside. And of course, Stossel can't follow him because it's a private business. In fact, Stossel could have got kicked off the property. The doctor had a state of mind to do so. But yeah, just ordered her to do it.
Bullshit,
As it
Diamond
comes to
Justice.
private businesses.
Oh, bullshit. I call bullshit that Josh pays $14,000 a month for his dad's living nurse. No, I call bullshit on that.
Oh, that's paid for.
I would have.
It's paid for. Paid for.
There's no way how he paid
I got
$14,000 a month.
one.
Right. Listen, even I had one.
I
had one, and it was paid for when I had my knee replacements. And yeah, it all gets taken care of, man, through insurance.
Yeah, but only to a limited amount of time.
Right, to a limited amount of time, absolutely. But he's not paying 14 fucking grand.
If he is, he's getting ripped off.
Hey, Patty. Patty's online again begging for money.
14 grand.
Patty got arrested again? Was that recent?
I think Patty got arrested. I think I heard something about him being arrested. I think I heard something about him being arrested.
Just watched it last night. I can't remember who did it, but I don't remember if it's
Are you
recent
talking
or
about
not.
PayPal, Patty?
Yeah,
he doesn't need to be arrested to beg for money.
No, he doesn't.
Well, no, he was arrested, and he was standing in front of, the video was him standing in front of a bail bondsman saying, well, I'm out thanks to these guys, and if you want to help out with the bond and with the lawyer, and I'm like, well, what the fuck does he need money for? He just won 50 grand.
Yeah, but you got to understand something. The lawyer gets a piece of it, big piece. He had his countersuit that was settled, so he probably lost some of it there. And it gets to a point where somebody's got to pay the court too.
I didn't know that he lost his countersuit. I thought the countersuit was dropped.
They were both settled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least that's my understanding. There's not always a whole lot of money involved in lawsuit settlements. There was one recently, $500. So, like I say, he gets a chunk of that, especially if you got him on contingent, and you got court costs, which you have had to pay for all along anyway. And unless it's in the mid to upper 10,000s, you're really not going to have much left. And I don't think anything was mentioned as far as the amount of the settlement, and that may also be collared by a court order.
You heard Furry got $175K for what, Asian? I didn't hear that one.
I didn't hear that either.
Wouldn't surprise me though.
I would bet money Kenny is a good dude in his actual life. Well, that would be a safe bet. Yeah. Now, I will say this about Diamond Justice. When I went in News New England's panel, he was The only person in there that actually wanted to have me go up, and he actually did defend me when I was there, even though he was a mod there, and he caught a lot of shit from it. So, and we've had some conversations in my comment section. He has said to me that he's not a fan of Josh's auditing style. He supports Brian, at least from what I remember him telling me. He supports Brian more than he supports AFA. So I'm just letting you guys know what I remember hearing when me and him have had conversation. And he's a decent dude. He has a mind of his own, and he supports who he wants to support, and that's it's fine. I mean, we all support who we want to support. I'm sure there's at least one person here who likes PayPal Patty. Maybe they won't admit it, or maybe they just stay quiet. But I'm sure there's at least one person that does like PayPal Patty, or Josh for that.
The whole thing with Furry was because the guy said in the chat that it's because he was shot in front of that church. Remember that Jewish school?
I thought that got like nothing happened there.
Well, I would imagine something happened. Like I wouldn't get shot without going to court over something. Like
no, I mean I agree. Wow. Okay. Maybe so.
Yeah, Kimber in Alaska. I'll hassle a squirrel. In fact, I've been up a telephone pole being hassled by a squirrel. I'm not kidding. I was up a pole fixing a line, and I had a squirrel jump from a pine tree onto the line going into the house, come right up next to me.
So Mad says right here, I have to admit, I recently flipped from being on the side of the activists, seeing all the illegalities, and now I have an awakening to putting myself in official shoes and the aggravation. Right, absolutely, Mads.
Yeah, hashtag not all.
Yeah, Jim, that was a lot of good stuff. Oh, thanks, Diamond. I'm amazed how little morals some of these Texas guys have. It's embarrassing. I would have assumed we held each other to higher standards, but probably was I wrong. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
leave the squirrels alone.
That's universal across the country. It's not just any one state.
Yeah. Right, he wasn't shot. It was a ricochet, and they wouldn't prosecute the shooter. So, okay, so no criminal charges, but of course that doesn't mean there won't be any civil charges, which I'm sure that's where the money's coming from.
But I don't know if it's 175K.
Okay, I'm not sure either, but I'm gonna look that up. There's a lot of stuff I have to look up. I have to do some research on quite a few things. You guys are going to keep me busy for a little while.
Well, I'll tell you, hush money's a lot cheaper sometimes than a settlement.
True, absolutely. Patty took hush money. Patty knows all about hush money.
But he hasn't.
No, not Daddy.
No, but he hasn't shut up.
Well, so did
that all depends on the agreement and the settlement. Some have what do you call that? Gag
orders.
Gag
orders. Thank you.
Well, from what I understand, his maybe not Patty's, but I do know from what's his face's oh God, what's that?
Excuse me a second. Yeah, Southside. Hashtag not all.
What's his name? That one guy that just got like 9,000 from the post office.
95 audit. Yeah, 9,500.
Who was that again? I'm a Gasset Press.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Now I believe that was hush money. The reason I believe it's hush money is because there was no admission of guilt. He just took the money, and they didn't learn anything because there was no admission of guilt. In fact, if you read the article, the police believe they did the right thing and they would do it all over again. So. Nothing was learned. He just got paid.
And that's technically not hush money because there was no gag order, or we would never know that the amount of the settlement.
That's true. So that was just a payoff.
That's just a get out of my face.
I hate that
money.
guy.
Yep.
you used to say you liked him, Kenny.
I'm a Gasset Press. First, I thought when I first got into the thing, I thought he did an all right job. But then I started seeing different stuff. I saw him
um,
Progress into a
audit
jackass.
target. Yeah, exactly. And I saw more of his audits, and I changed my mind. You know, just like I'll admit, like when I first started, before I got into this, the first few videos in Selma, I laughed. I'm like, "Whoa, this guy's kind of funny. He's like getting into people." But then the more I watch, I realize he's a jackass. He's more of a jackass. Oh my God, he's a lying jackass.
This movement has evolved into.
Yeah, we used to laugh at him
This
too.
movement has evolved into entertainment rather than a movement.
What evolved or devolved? I would go with the devolved for sure.
It's devolved into entertainment, but it's also what's the other word?
It's also put a few people with criminal police records and quite a few incarcerated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Diamond Justice, you're on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if you were in the panel, well, not panel, but on the live stream that he had yesterday. Brian had when AFA came on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I remember hearing Josh say that this all stems. Some of the problems with Polly are stemming from a female. I remember hearing that. Of course, I didn't watch the whole thing because I can't stand watching The Hills Have Eyes. I can't watch too much of them. It's just too much. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. I could have swore that's what I heard. Maybe I didn't catch it in context. But that's what I'm pretty sure I thought I heard. What's up, Chalk Boy? So yeah. So Diver, what about you? What do you think? We'll start with everyone. Source March. How do you think this is all going to play out at the end? Let's say a month from now, do you believe that they are still going to be enemies, or do you think they'll have found a way to make up? Do you think they'll still be bad mouthing each other?
You got to understand from the statement I made earlier about Shakespeare.
Right.
I don't.
Well, here's the deal, Kenny.
All this drama is just to make clicks and views, and I hate to say it, and no insult intended for everybody, because it's drama. Everybody wants to talk about it. That's fine. Everybody has that right. I don't see anything coming out of this other than him ending up in a jail cell for a few years and everybody forgetting about him and jumping to the next what's his name? Shiva would call it the next fuckwit that comes up.
Well, Kenny, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So here's how it's going to happen. Josh is going to jail either way. Josh is going to jail. What's going to happen after that is there's still going to be drama all over the audio community. It's never going to end. This thing is like ongoing because everybody always feeds it. Just like NJ Diver is saying, everybody just feeds this stuff. It's all for the clicks and views,
True. Now, Paul Kim is saying everyone will go back to Anselmo. And then he'll do his best Ricky Ricardo laugh.
Sounds like a dying something or other.
Maybe it was stuck. Maybe it was.
Unreal.
Dying seal.
I hope he
goes. Have you all caught any of Teresa's little ditties?
No.
I think her channel's Teresa R.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to her. I remember. I do know about her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good with the little humorous videos.
They're
like 2 minutes long. Some of them. Some of them.
Yeah. So Jock Boy says Josh is going to walk. People like him always land on his feet. And Cheryl says auditing has a life of its own now. It really has. And like we were just saying, like Diver was saying, it's really just devolved into it's just entertainment now. You can definitely tell that.
Yeah. Sucks.
Well, the Whisk Boy didn't go back to Anselmo in the last 2 weeks. Well, I think that's going to change now that Anselmo is back in the auditing community. He's been out filming with Patty, it seems. because there's another picture of them together. So I'm assuming he's recording content with Patty and Earl, which I think it's going to be some interesting content.
Barf. Oh, barf.
I know, right?
Interesting.
Paul, I haven't. I
That's
have. Go ahead.
No, that's
Yeah.
just an understatement. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Paul, I haven't. I'll go ahead and check it out after I conclude this. Yeah, Will's gotten away from auditing. Will's really just put his head down and started full on all the conspiracy crap. Now he's talking about mind control chips. I mean, he's really gone off the deep end. And maybe even Anselmo is thinking he's gone a little too far. Maybe that's why Anselmo's kind of distancing himself from him, because Will's starting to go off the deep end. Drama will never go away. If it's just for clicks and views, the trolls will just find someone else.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, drama will not go away. I agree. Because if drama would go away, reality television would be a dead concept. But it's not. It's thriving and alive.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Will need a mind before it can be controlled? That's true, man. That's a very good point.
The trouble with reality TV is, especially broadcast TV, they edit out so much of it to be able to broadcast it that what you're seeing is 99% scripted.
Yeah, there we go. So Diamond says, I wasn't in the chat. I don't think I'm even allowed over there anymore, and I really kind of don't want to go. But yes, I heard that claim. Polly was in love with Banana Anna. Well, see, that doesn't seem right. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, Troy, there was a whole war. Troy pretty much lost itself because of a woman. So I guess it's possible that it could create a rift between people. I don't know much about the situation to even, say if that's true or not. But I don't know. Anything coming from Josh or that camp, I take with a grain of salt.
It's good storyline. It would make for a good story.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd make a funny video.
It would, but
Them
again, how true it is, can't say, because again, it's coming from Josh. Yeah.
But that would make a funny video, true or not. Just change the names.
Change the names. This guy named Tosh.
That's their identity.
Tosh was in love with
No, you
Hannah.
just call him man boobs.
Now Hannah
Just call him man
liked
boobs.
I can't think of another name for Polly. Was in love with Wally. There we go. Was in love with Wally. Now Tosh didn't like Wally, but Hannah liked Wally, or something like that. You go on and on with that.
Yeah, go on. You can write a story about this.
Right?
You can do a whole video story about how Polly likes Polly and Polly doesn't like.
You need a cartoon animator to make an animated story about him.
that would be so cool to watch.
So I can attest that
gotta
people
get
like
ahold of Gary
Patty
Snowflake.
use scripts and associates with some that use narratives and disabilities that don't pertain to them just for content. Well, remember, Patty's also the guy that was harassing homeless at one point. And of course, Josh likes to claim that he helps the homeless, but we all saw the video. He claims, of course, people take it out of context. No, if you watch the whole video, it's pretty much in context. He's harassing that old woman. So no. He can try and
The old
word it any way
homeless
he wants
mentally
to.
disabled woman.
Yeah. I think Banana Anna has gotten the warning red flags. Now she takes the advice. I don't know. Do you think someone got some scissors during his absence from YouTube? Some scissors? I'm not understanding that reference or Chalkboy. Flew right over my head.
Hopefully he got a razor blade. Shave that shit off his face.
Oh, damn. That's funny.
Talking.
He looks like a. Oh, I won't say it.
Yeah, don't say it. Be nice. Be nice. So,
she's the goat lady.
all right, guys. So we're coming up on the end of the year, and
Not yet. Not for
close.
Don't even.
I said we're coming up on it.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. We've been coming up on the end of the year since January 1st. So what's your point?
We're coming up on the end of the year, and I want to do the 2021 Frauditor of the Year again. And I think I'm going to start introducing the frauditors that are going to be involved in this. And I've already got the first one picked out. Do you guys want to know now, or should we wait?
Just wait. Just wait.
Wait? All right, cool.
Put it together.
So yeah, so I'm gonna start introducing one a week until give it some chance, and also now remember, if you want to nominate someone, they have to be relevant this year. So Ian McGuire is probably not going to be on it because he's not been relevant in 2020. He just hasn't been relevant at all.
Okay.
If you want to nominate someone, you're more than welcome.
Said there's no frauditors that are relevant.
That's fair. That is a fair statement. But for our intents and purposes, anyone that's been relevant for 2020, like, I guess, I don't know, would you say Anselmo's been relevant since he's been gone for so long, or should he not even be involved as well?
Well, he wasn't gone the whole year.
True, but he's gone for
back
a good.
too.
He was gone for what, 3 months at least?
Yeah, something.
Maybe more. About 3 months, yeah, something like 2 or 3 months.
You know what we figured out today? You know what we figured out today? Our heat went off. The last time it snowed here was May 15th. It's gonna snow by October 15th. That means we had 4 months of decent weather. That's bullshit. So you think Corona's been bad? The weather sucks too.
Well, then you're living in the wrong place for the goddamn fucking planet, and stop your complaining. Goat woman.
All right,
well,
so
you fucking live farther north, so you shut up.
All right, so Diamond Justice had a question. He said, my question to you is, how do you feel about Josh and Brian calling themselves American heroes? That's the one that got me because I'm former military. Okay, I've said this many times. Josh is not an American hero. I don't understand why Brian considers himself an American hero. What is Brian doing besides riding Josh's coattails, co-signing everything Josh is saying? That doesn't make you an American hero.
No.
What Josh is doing doesn't make him an American hero.
There's nothing heroic about anything they're doing. There is nothing heroic about being an auditor. Not even if they're being an auditor for the right reason. There is nothing heroic about it.
There's something heroic in just about everything, actually, in my opinion. But
well, no, yeah, I think there could be something heroic in it if they actually got some shit done. But for the most part, for Josh and Josh and Brian's case, they're not American heroes. They've not been acting heroically in any of their endeavors. Josh is persistent in misinforming. Brian co-signs his misinformation. Brian is so against the American people. Josh is so against the American people that anytime something is said against them, they immediately have it censored. They talk to other people on other people's channels, trying to get those people to censor the same people that they censored on their channel because they don't like what they're saying. Shouldn't you do this? Are you going to allow this sort of thing on your channel? This is something, just make me a mod. We'll take care of it right now. American heroes don't do that type of stuff.
Well, Kenny, what I was getting at was I believe there's heroic things some of them do. Like Patty, he does a lot of audits. He harasses, yeah. But there was one night when I was watching one of his videos, he witnessed a rollover accident, and he got out to help him get out of the car because they were stuck inside the car. And I just thought that was really heroic of him. You know what I mean? I just thought that was a good thing. I mean,
Well,
I mean, anybody would have done it, but
yeah. So that doesn't make it her. I mean, look, I get what you're saying. I will say that they out again. I'm not going to go as far to call it heroic. I'll say that every auditor, well, almost every auditor has an ounce of humanity in them. That was Patty simply showing his ounce of humanity. Does it make him a hero? Was that a heroic moment? What did he risk in helping that person? Did he risk anything? No, absolutely nothing. He did something nice for someone. Great, good for him. That means he's not all bad, and that's good. But a hero, no, I wouldn't call it a heroic moment. He just had a normal person moment. He showed that he is human and he cares about certain people, which is good. That doesn't make him a hero. That'll be like saying Saddam Hussein, because he decided to give a scrap of morsel to a street urchin. He's a hero for that. That was his heroic moment. Would you say that about Saddam Hussein? No, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, you just say, hey, yeah, so he had a good moment. So he wasn't, I mean, he was an evil motherfucker, but hey, even this evil motherfucker had a moment to where he was human, right? Same thing with Patty, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. They got but they've allowed themselves to stray away from any human decency, and being human beings. They're just being jerks. But yeah, but that's
I mean,
Hi, Chief Tuttle. I said hi to Chief Tuttle.
Oh, okay. What's up, Chief?
Chief.
So he's
had some good videos lately.
I get what you're saying, as far as Walter's end. It's good that you can, because I can even point out some good moments for Josh, or any bad auditor or any fraud auditor that I don't like, or any person in general. People have their good moments. I mean, it just
I get what you're saying.
It's just one of those things. It's like, now if he were to use that moment to catapult into just being a good person, and maybe get away from auditing, maybe since he's already such a presence and people like him, why shouldn't he get away from auditing and just show life with his family? Selena, his daughter, raising him, become an internet personality. I mean, personally, I wouldn't watch it, and I don't think anyone else here would watch it. But I'm sure there are people that would watch it. And it wouldn't necessarily make him a hero, but at least
it shows the humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a little bit more honor in it than what he's doing now.
Well, okay.
Absolutely.
Kenny, he's more concerned about his clicks and views and so on than he is his own child.
True.
It's a priority in life right now. And I get the impression he doesn't give a damn about his child to that level. Like, he was more concerned about, getting the clicks and views on this YouTube channel.
Kenny, Chief wants the link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how rude. Not letting Chief in, man.
Well, no, man. Chief kind of pissed me off last time I was here. No, I'm just playing. Let me get it here.
Chief's a mean, bad old cop.
He is. Fuck the police. No, I'm playing.
But he's not a real cop.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
He was one, so that's why. No, I'm playing. I'm gonna go ahead and post it right here.
No, that doesn't count according to Josh.
Doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, okay.
I still can't believe Josh had the balls to say something like that. Well, of course,
it wasn't
he's an internet warrior, so
it probably wasn't Josh though. There's a fake Josh out there.
Well, I went over there and looked at it. It looks like him. I can click on it, but I mean, it looks like his profile exactly.
If you click on it and you look at the subscribers, that'll tell you. You can click on it, click on the comment. And no, I did click on it. It was a profile made like a year ago, and it had 0 subs. It was a fake Josh.
Now, let me throw this at you. How do we know that you're the real Kenny?
That is a very good question. How do you know I'm the real Kenny? For all you know, I could be Joey the squirrel perpetrating to be Kenny.
And you've been faking this the whole time and having us think that you're the real Kenny.
I could. That is very true. How would you guys know?
We don't.
What's up, Chief?
Chief.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hey.
It's going all right. Yeah, Diamond Justice, you're more than welcome to come on panel too, dude.
How's your mood today, Chief? Everything good on the cop world?
Hey, everything's going really good. Everything's going really good.
I remember. Yeah, you had your angry moment, and I loved it. It was good, and then you had your good moment the next day.
Well, I had good information the next day because I found out.
I'm liking it.
So I'm kind of perusing through those. Yeah, the security company at the hospital is going through the video footage of all the people that were blocking the ambulance entrances and the hospital entrances, and they're gonna submit all those photos to the FBI for facial recognition.
Yep.
So hopefully we can get some convictions over that, and that's a great positive thing.
Well, from what I understand, what was going on, and it really pisses me off up here, is that these people are blocking, not allowing anybody to get in or out of the hospital that needs help. And that's just disgusting.
That's right. Kimber's got it right. That's not Kenny. It's Joey the squirrel. That's right. Kimber's got it. You can just talk to the laser penguins guarding the ice wall for real answers on humans.
Oops, we lost Chief. Chief disappeared.
We scared him off.
So I wonder if Josh. I wonder if. You know what we should do? We should get. They have Pimp My Ride. We should get Pimp My Frauditor. Get a frauditor to come on, and we'll get a panel of people that don't like what the frauditors do, and get them to agree to do an audit, just at least one audit video with all the suggestions of the people on the panel, and see how it goes. Just one, and see if they like it, if it sticks, if they take some of the suggestions. Of course, we need a frauditor that is agreeable and is a good sport, essentially. Do you think there's an auditor out there like that?
I don't think they'll ever agree. Anybody will agree to that, honestly.
I think it would be interesting.
It would be interesting, but I don't think anybody would agree to that.
Give me an example of what you would tell them to do. I mean, I just want them to stop.
Be like the wind. Be in the background. If you're gonna cop watch, don't make yourself the focal point of the story. That would be weird.
Yeah, well, be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
For one.
Sorry, everybody. I got kicked off there for some reason.
Well, no excuse.
Queen eye for the Josh guy. I love it.
That was good.
That's funny. Right? The panel would be full. I know, but I'd have to end up like kicking. Say, all right, say what you want to say. You got to go down because someone else wants to come up. Yes, the old school way of shut up and film is the way.
Well, yes, exactly.
Nope, I agree. Frauditors have no balls but never step up. Well, that's not true. A lot of them do come in and watch the show. They just don't come up and talk for whatever reason. Well, no, some of them do. Some of them do. Extortion Watchers comes up. Joe Cool comes up. There's a few that come up. Oh, by the way, Coachella Valley Cop Watch agreed to allow us to audit one of his audits and have an interview. So nice. I'm going to try and shoot for Sunday.
Oh, goody.
So I'm going to email him today, and I'm going to see if Sunday works for him. And so make sure you guys get some questions you guys want answered. And we'll try and do it live. We're going to do a live audit, and then we'll have an interview section. And you guys can come up and have your questions answered. Sound fun?
Sounds like fun, and we promise to be nice and polite.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Try and be. I can post the link again.
No, I don't.
You don't promise to be nice? Well, come on, it's not Patty or Josh.
Well, I'll be relatively decent. You can't expect much.
I haven't seen Carl in a while. I wonder how Carl's doing.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen him when I have been watching and lurking anywhere.
Kimber doesn't promise anything.
Oh,
so who wants to come up and help audit? I'm gonna try and get Joe Cool to come up and help with that. Definitely, I want you extortion watchers as a fellow auditor. I at least want someone that's in the business of what he does to kind of audit, to give examples, because I'm sure you won't necessarily agree with everything I'm going to say about it. So definitely want people that, are not necessarily going to agree with me. I think that will be fun.
Yeah, when do we ever agree with you, Kenny?
No, well, you don't, and I'm okay with that, though.
I will. But you can't expect me to be good.
I yield my time to Mrs. Jarhead. Well, Chalk Boy's gonna. So you have extra time.
Thank you, Chalk. Thank you, Chalk. Thank you, Chalk Boy.
You should block his free speech like Coach Cinderella does others. So, I'm not big on Coachella Valley Cop Watch. I don't know a whole lot about him. From the people that do know him, is he that type of auditor that does block free speech on his channel? For the people that know him. If you don't know, don't worry about it. But does anybody up here know anything much about him?
Nope, nobody. No, I don't.
Do you know anything about him, Extortion Watchers?
Where is Coachella County? I mean, I come from the southern part of California, but where's Coachella County?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I'm not big on every count. Yeah, I don't know. I can look it up, but I'm on my phone, so I can't really look it up right at this moment.
Mr. Jarhead's looking it up.
Okay.
I am going to do some research on him so that I could be a little bit more diplomatic.
It's interesting. He's one of those auditors that he has a lot of videos feeding the homeless, right? And I think that's awesome because I'm huge advocate for the homeless, and I think that's great. And I think he's in that vein. He's using his I guess, lack for a better term, celebrity, whatever that however much that may be, to do something good for his community, which I think is fantastic. But at the same time, I see him auditing Budweiser and just different things. It's like it's hard to say. And then you hear stories about him owing money, and then
Coachella is a city in Riverside County, California. It's the easternmost city in the region.
Yeah, okay, so that's almost up in the high desert.
It's 28 miles east of Palm Springs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that's like in between Death Valley and Palm Springs. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, so someone asked our opinion on Furry Potato, and Extortion Watcher said, well, Furry Potato hid me from her channel for being here. She's a tyrant. Now, that would make me curious. I'm more than likely blocked from Furry Potato's channel either, even though I don't really ever comment on Furry's stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that out now. I want to see if I really am blocked. Next time I see Furry live, I'm gonna try and go in there and talk and see if I'm blocked too. That'd be funny.
Yeah, you should. I'm not blocked from anything. Okay, one channel, but
I should
can't get blocked. I tried.
I should do it live too. I should like screen record and say, all right, guys, here's the test to see if I'm blocked from Furry Potato's channel.
You have to do that on your laptop, don't you?
No, I can do it on my phone.
We'll do it.
I will. Next time I see him, I'm totally gonna do that to see if I'm. I should do that to
Oh, to
other
see if
auditors to
he's
see who I'm
live
blocked from.
streaming?
Yeah. Oh, I should do it from Patty too, because he claimed to unblock me. So now I'm gonna go see if I'm actually unblocked from him, or is he lying too?
Since
I
when
know
were
I'm
you
blocked
blocked
from
from him?
long time. I was blocked from him for a long time. I never went. The only way I found out is when he got locked up, and everyone was like, "Selena, you're in a hotel now." She was live streaming from a thing, and I went in there to comment, and I'm like, "Hey, do you want to do an interview?" And my comment immediately disappeared. I'm like, "Oh, I'm blocked." And that was my first time ever going at a live stream. So
wow.
Heck
yeah.
no.
So
It's troubling when they're such a big advocate on free speech and First Amendment rights and the rights of the and the Constitution, and then as soon as anybody opens their mouth that they totally they even mildly disagree with, they block them and just shut them up.
right.
Was that
And it's an
person?
auditor.
Was that person being truthful or sarcastic?
It doesn't matter. I mean, if somebody
No,
comments,
this person is talking about furry.
okay, yeah, I know. I'm just talking about like some of these people in general. Like, it's not just furry that does it. It's all kinds of people that just do it, and it's not cool. You want to speak. If somebody wants to speak their mind, I mean, look, Kenny, you get stuff on your channel all the time that gets posted by some of these people. You don't block them, do you?
No, I don't block anyone.
No. But I mean, if it's something that's really, defamatory or something that's really crude, I think you probably will take it down. But if it's in general, you don't, right?
Yeah.
You don't make it.
No, I don't block anyone. I just want to in the show. Hold on, real quick. I just want to say something, then I'll let you, Chief. Innocent Auditor, you're more than welcome to come on up and tell us all about what you like furry. And no one's going to attack you. I honestly would like to talk to somebody that is a furry potato supporter, because as of yet, I've yet to talk to anyone that's been willing to come up and voice their approval of furry potato. And I think to hear some arguments as to why you're okay with some of the things a furry does could be helpful in helping me at least understand why people like furry potato for some of the stuff the furry potato does. So with that, hold on. So with that being said, I'm going to post a link. You're more than welcome to come on up. Okay, Chief, go for it.
It seems to me that I've seen of the videos that I've seen of Furry Potato. I mean, he really tries to go out of his way to implement like psychological images of what he's doing. He wears a helmet. He wears a flak vest. He wears a backpack, and he's walking around doing these hand motions with his arms and his fists. And anybody that would actually see that, especially, after 9/11, anybody that would actually see somebody behaving that way in public would be automatically, it's like, this dude, something's wrong. We need to call the authorities. And the way he, kind of acts, it kind of it suggests that, he's just asking for someone to come and investigate him. Somebody's going to call and say, "Hey, there's this dude outside our church, and he's got a helmet on and backpack on. He's all dressed from black from head to toe. He's got gloves on, and he's making all kinds of hand gestures like he's trying to rally some other troops to assault us." I mean, really, how would you perceive that if you were, like that business owner or that the church, authority or somebody even in a convenience store? If you saw somebody doing that outside, wouldn't you be suspicious?
Damn right.
Absolutely.
Damn right, I would be. Make me nervous.
What's up, Pat? Sorry I didn't see you there. Pat, you're more than welcome to come on up too. Pat never comes up on my panels. I always see him up on a master report, but he will never come up on my panels. I feel kind of like I'm like a second-class citizen with him. No, I'm just playing. Good to see you, though, Pat. Furry skirts a fine line with hate crimes. Oh yeah. And then Furry's one of the auditors that's quick to try and accuse someone else of a hate crime. So, that's interesting.
I
to say the least.
applaud the little dude that shot him in the leg.
Yeah, too bad it was a ricochet. It wasn't aimed.
What's up, Pat?
Hey, what's up, Kenny?
Not much. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
So how's it feel, man? You've been doing your own channel for a while now. How you feeling? You feeling the pressure yet?
Yeah, a little bit. I've just tried a couple of shows just to see how it worked, and then had a couple of pretty good ones.
So have you come up with some sort of a theme? Not theme, but like a. I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of. For lack of a better term, a theme for the show.
Not really, not yet. I've been trying to think of some kind of theme or something, some kind of common thing to cover, but I haven't really figured anything out yet.
Cool. But I think I do know at least one thing. Free speech is completely welcome on your channel. I know that, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's good to hear. I always love to hear that. I think that's
too?
something. Oh yeah, Masshole too. Absolutely. Sancho's too. There's a lot of places that we're all about free speech, and I think that is the one thing, not just the one thing, but that is one thing that makes us different from these auditors, which I applaud everyone that, even the auditors that are all about free speech, to those few, I applaud them for being, beacons of free speech as well. But for the most part, it seems like more of the watchdogs are more into free speech than the auditors, which you'd think it would be the other way around, wouldn't you?
Yep. You would think.
Yeah.
You would. You'd really think it would be the other way around. All right, on innocent auditor. Cool. So maybe he'll come up and we'll get someone to defend Furry. Can you believe that? Man, not too many tater tots come up and defend Furry. I mean, they'll do it in the comment section.
What Furry does.
That's because they're all bigger pussies than he is.
It's hard to it's hard to defend what Furry does. It'll be interesting to see. Is he going to try and defend or will he deflect? That's the question.
No, come on up and let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Yeah.
So yeah, he said,
"Give
me a second." He's
going to
say anything.
Happy
you guys can say something. Just we're gonna try and we don't want him to feel like, or she, I'm sorry, him or she, to feel like they're being attacked or anything. So I hope that person is joking. I don't think they're joking. But we'll see. Should be interesting.
Just have a conversation. I'm curious on what their thoughts are. Myself.
Yeah, I'm always curious to find out, because I've never got a straight answer of why people were okay with what Furry does. That you never can get a straight answer from any of the supporters why they're okay with Furry.
That's true.
Why is anybody okay with what Josh does?
It seems like Furry Potato goes out of his way to just be an obnoxious fool. I mean, he really does. He strives to hit the next level of idiocy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I want to know why this person supports Furry. What do they see in Furry that they think is a redeeming qualities that make Furry better than others?
We're gonna find out. Hopefully.
And we're not gonna attack you. I'm curious. Kenny's curious.
Should be interesting. I'm very curious. I love to have these type of conversations. I would love to have a conversation with Furry.
Can we have Furry on? I mean, can't we contact him and have Furry on for a debate?
Oh, we can always ask.
That'll never happen.
Yeah, it'll never happen, but we can always ask. But yeah, Furry's never going to do it. And just look at it this way, like Josh, if Furry were to ever come on, do you really think we could have any type of intelligent conversation with Furry? No, it would be all jokes.
Be fighting a battle of an unarmed bandit or with an unarmed opponent.
Yeah,
he's talking about raping
very well. With an unarmed opponent.
He just wants to put out his own propaganda.
Yeah, it wouldn't go anywhere. And unfortunately, I'm starting to learn, and just from all the things I've seen Josh go on, Even if I ever did get a one-on-one with Josh, it wouldn't go the way I wanted it to go. He'd end up pissing me off. I already know he would. Because he'd duck and dodge and avoid the question and try and work his way around it, and just it would get nowhere. It would honestly get nowhere. And with a talk like that, the other party has to be willing to listen, concede, and at least admit some things. Josh, I don't think is capable of that. Personally.
Do you ever think that Furry would ever come on?
No, never.
Never.
If Furry came on, Furry would go on Master Report before me, definitely, for sure. And I'd be okay with that because I think Kate would handle it phenomenally.
Yeah,
and I'd love to watch it.
Yeah.
She'd tear him a new ass.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Kate would
Big
come
time.
prepared, and it would just be, it'd be funny to watch.
I think it's popcorn.
It would be almost probably as funny as when they got Will arrested. The look on his face, I still just giggle whenever I see that. Oh,
Yeah, that was
he called the
classic.
cops. It was so funny. He was so just like,
I like Kate.
you saw the flash on his face. Can I run? And he realized right when he said it, no, I can't. It was funny. All right.
Hello, human.
Innocent Auditor, what's up?
Y'all hear me?
A little bit. You're gonna have to turn your volume up.
All right, how's that? Let's see if it works this way. How about now?
Yep, much better.
Good.
All right.
All right. So you are. I wouldn't go as far to call you a tater tot, but you are a fan of Free Potato. Yes.
I am. Yes, I'm a fan of her work, and I do see how I see she's provocative, but I think a lot of this is just a social experiment, and to see how people can react with their emotions. Overreacting because somebody has a turban on, or overreacting because somebody's a transgender person. You know, it really tells a lot about the person that's getting mad and overreacting, in my opinion.
Hey, Innocent Auditor, I got something to say to you just real quick.
What's that?
Here's the thing. I mean, you two like the fact that everyone can have their opinion, right?
100%.
Just try saying something that Furry does not agree with on her channel. I promise you will never be able to say anything to her again.
Well, the cool thing about America and her platform is she has a choice to be able to block anybody she wants. You know, if somebody at McDonald's doesn't want to serve you, they can deny you service. You know,
That's what she's fighting for.
That's what I'm saying. It's American. Like that's okay. If she doesn't like what you want to or what you say, then she can block you.
Okay, but then how does that make? Yeah, that's the thing. Doesn't that make Furry a hypocrite, being a champion of the First Amendment, but yet blocking other people's First Amendment?
Well, I think the size that she's at right now, how big her platform is, it must be kind of hard to have all these people bombarding her with bad stuff all the time. So I think it's almost like protecting her from hearing so much negative stuff about what she's doing.
People say bad stuff on my channel.
I know.
Okay, so what you're okay? So Innocent Auditor, basically what you're saying is Furry's feelings overturn other people's First Amendment rights. Isn't that the opposite of what auditors say, though?
No. So when you have like a business like she does, because she's in a corporation, if you want to call it that, she has the right as an American under her constitutional rights to deny somebody service or deny somebody access. I can't just walk into Walmart without a T-shirt on and pants on. They will say go home and go away. That's not
absolutely.
You know, it's kind of the same. To me, it's the same line with.
I don't agree.
It's just my, always just my opinion, but that's just how it works.
No, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you to a certain extent. Now let's bring Walmart into the case. So that you're saying, you couldn't just go in and do what you want with Walmart. Now, if Walmart were to say, hey, we aren't going to tell anyone what to do. We're a champion of, you can come and shop in our store whatever you want. But then someone comes in with something they don't like, and they say, well, we don't like what you're doing, so you're going to get kicked out, but we're still going to be a champion. Would that work, or will Walmart catch a bunch of shit and flack for that? Well, so why couldn't Furry make the flack for that?
So I would say that's where the community comes in and says, all right, what's wrong and bad? If Walmart is doing something so heinous like that, like it's, for example, say Twitter, how they're blocking a lot of conservative community people, like people that are conservative and have conservative opinions. They're blocking a lot of them, and the backlash is on Twitter now. Like the people boycott it or not use their service, and that's how you show that you don't like what they're doing. You don't use the service. You don't go to Walmart because they're being dickheads, or you don't go to or use Twitter or Facebook because they're blocking free speech. Like that's just how America works, in my opinion. So hopefully that makes sense.
No. Again, I that is exactly how America works. But there are also people that are going to not only boycott Walmart, they're going to speak out on Walmart.
Yeah,
they're going to be in front of Walmart with signs saying this is not cool. And Walmart isn't going to call the cops on these people, right? Yet Furry is going to block free speech, block their comments. I understand that Furry does. I don't like hearing bad things about myself either. Again, I don't consider myself a champion of the First Amendment at all.
Yep.
I'm just a guy that does what I do. I don't censor free speech, no matter if it's for me or against me. Now, if I got bigger, if I ever got to the size of Furry, I still believe I wouldn't do that. Maybe it will be harder. Maybe it would affect my mental capacity. But then again, if it starts affecting my mental capacity, maybe I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I'm in the wrong genre. Maybe I should stick to doing pony videos or videos on origami or something like that. If you they'll say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you're a champion of a First Amendment, then if you cannot stand other people's First Amendment, you shouldn't be defending anyone's First Amendment.
Well, exactly.
In my opinion.
We all have a right to our opinion, whether we like it or not, whether we agree or disagree. And to censor people just because we may or may not disagree. You're right, Kenny. You're in the wrong business if you can't deal with positive and negative feedback on all levels. And that's what this comes down to.
But I see what you guys are saying, but when you're playing this game as auditors, I mean, I'm new to this. I've been doing it for about a month, and I've gotten a little bit of hate. I mean, I got 1,000 subscribers just yesterday.
Right on.
And I got some people saying some heinous things about my family, and it's just bullshit. I don't really care, whatever. But when it comes down to if I decide on my own channel, my own platform, because we all want freedom of speech, we all want our rights. And if it comes down to my platform that I don't want to see somebody talking bad about, my significant other, you know what? Free speech or not, I'm going to block that fucker, and this is going to be that way. That's just how it's going to be. I don't need you to be a troll all the time in my channel talking shit. And in my opinion, you have to think about how many people are watching Furry. How many people are getting pissed off at what Furry's doing because they don't understand, or get pissed off at us and what we do and go out and audit, city halls and cop watch police officers. We get a lot of crap, and when you get to that scale that she's at, or even like different people, but I think you need to have a little bit of a buffering to say you don't have the right to come to my channel on my platform and constantly give me shit. And
then okay, then
look at what Joel Cool said.
What Joel Cool said? I'm sorry. Furry found out that it pays to do that type of shit. It's scary. I can make $1,500 by going to a church today. Heavy. Right. Now with what you're saying, Instant Auditor, I agree. I'm not saying that Furry doesn't have the right to block whoever Furry wants from Furry's channel.
Yes.
I get that. I totally understand it. I can respect it. The thing I don't respect is Furry going around considering herself a champion of the First Amendment when you're blocking the First Amendment.
But
now,
isn't she is a champion of the First Amendment, though? You can't say she's not. She's putting herself out there as an auditor. She's putting
putting yourself out there as an auditor doesn't make you a champion of it. If you don't champion the whole amendment, everyone's opinion, you're not.
Putting yourself out there as an auditor does not make you an auditor either.
Let me ask you guys a question: do you guys believe that a white person like myself can say racial slurs like the N-word or bad things about Hispanics or whatever? Is that a freedom of speech? Or is that wrong?
That's your freedom of speech.
Not.
No, it's not. It's not freedom of speech.
I would.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say I think it's wrong, but it's protected speech. It's freedom of speech.
But Kenny, now there's freedom of speech is got a wide net. However, when you start crossing over certain boundaries, like making hate speech, derogatory, you're making threats, then that becomes a different issue. Those, if you're making a threat towards somebody, or you're making it, you call somebody the N-word on the channel, then yeah, you're going to get blocked. If you just state your opinion, you're not going to get blocked. Now, I understand that that's where that part comes from, as well. But
So
if you have
slow you down a little bit. Sorry, slow down. So now you're talking about somebody that has thousands of people watching her videos. How many of those people are being blocked? And she's scared that it's going to come to the point where those threats are going to come at her. She's been doxxed how many times? We all know where she lives. We all know what she has to protect herself at a certain point. And if she sees a troll coming in, she's got to block him.
I agree. You block the people that are making direct threats or derogatory type statements towards you or your family or people. Other than that, don't block people just saying, "Hi, I don't agree with with your audit today." Because then this is what happens.
Well, not only that, but you have the freedom of speech as long as it's like, I mean, if you're professing speech and you're making a point, there's also the sub level of, you might upset other people, but you know what? That's the whole First Amendment. You might not agree with the point of view, but they have the right to do that.
Yes, you have the right to do basically anything you want on your own platform, your own channel. Just the way Twitter can do it, just the way Facebook can do it, everything else. So I'm not going to hold this against her. I'm not going to say, hey, you're not an advocate for the First Amendment because you're blocking people off of your YouTube.
Fucking pussies are like talking about,
What's that?
So do you agree with Furry going to places like a vet clinic and harassing a woman who's about to put down her dog?
I honestly, I don't know if I can talk on any incident because I'm not too familiar with all of them. But when it comes down to it, she can do what the hell she wants. She can wear a turban. She can be in a wheelchair. She can tell the person walking down the street, "Hey, fuck off." That's freedom of speech, right? It's freedom of speech.
Right.
So.
Okay, there is freedom of speech, and then there is an appropriate time in which to use it. So you're defending just the whole
100%
freedom of speech thing, which is fine.
Just like you guys are, though.
How can you, in all good moral conscience, support someone who does something like that? Whether she's allowed to or not. Oh, well, there you go. You don't believe in morals. You're an asshole.
I don't believe in morals. I'm sorry.
The actual bottom line to it is that the First Amendment is not absolute, and that is something that you guys need to start realizing. The other thing is that if you are going to stand up for one amendment, you cannot deny others their rights under the other amendments.
Yeah, but the First Amendment guarantees us our opinion.
No, it doesn't. It's not absolute. That's something you need to understand. It is not absolute.
I think it's absolute.
It is not absolute. The Supreme Court has ruled it is not absolute. It is not absolute.
No,
it is not absolute. It is not absolute.
Yes,
Supreme Court has ruled it is not absolute.
You can't scream fire in the movie theater. So if you're talking about that, then sure, it's not absolute.
Wait, hold on.
But otherwise, yes, it's absolute.
No, it is not absolute. Sorry.
Well, explain. Why do you think that?
Because it's a Supreme Court ruling. It is not absolute.
But we live in the United States. It sounds like you live somewhere else.
I don't give a flying fuck where you live. I'm telling you, under your own constitution, under Supreme Court rules, free speech is not absolute.
Guys, I see what he's saying. We do have the right to free speech. What he doesn't understand, though, is there is protected speech. Now, I mean, you can go all day and say there shouldn't be protected speech, but at the same time, if the Supreme Court ruled it, I mean, there's not much we could do about it. And that's just that.
What happened? The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that the government sometimes may be allowed to limit speech. Well, if that's the case, that's
Because didn't it was Padilla? Padilla got arrested and convicted of free speech when he used free speech. So
if you're calling for violence, obviously that's you can't do that. You can't say, "Hey, go beat up that dude," or inciting violence or inciting, "Hey, there's a fire in a busy restaurant." Obviously, you can't say that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah,
So,
a lot of people might think that there's a lot of free speech that is what they call hate speech, but what they call hate speech is what I call personal opinion. And the thing is we have the right to have our personal opinion, and we don't want to have any outside bodies or outside political parties or groups trying to dictate our political opinions. We might like the conservative side, we might like the liberal side, but nobody gets the right to tell us what to think.
Yep.
Exactly.
I agree. But if you're a business, you do have the right to stop hate speech, to stop harassing comments on your YouTube channel. You don't have to be forced to read these bad things like Furry's reading. Now, I'm not too sure what you're talking about. Like if you just say, "Hey, I don't agree with what you're doing," and she's automatically blocking people. I'm not familiar with that. But then again, it's still her choice when it comes down to it. So I think honestly, what Furry's doing, I think what you guys are doing, it's all under the same umbrella of amazingness. So that's based on my
Just remember one thing. Furry earns that hate. She earns it every day. She denies other people their rights under the Constitution. And she earns that hate.
Yes. Yeah, and she does. And she does.
Well, I mean, I shrug my shoulders. I mean, okay, I earned the hate. I mean, yesterday I called the cop a tyrant to his face. I mean, but that's what it is. That's the game we're playing. That's what we're doing.
Right. And you're entitled to say that.
Yeah.
And it's a game you're going to lose.
It shouldn't be a game.
It
shouldn't be a game. It's fucking life, and you're interfering with people, and you're not doing it for freedom of speech. That's bottom line. You're not. You're the one that just said you got 1,000 viewers just yesterday. You're doing it for the clicks and views, just like everybody else. Just like Furry. Furry's doing it all for the almighty dollar.
I love money. Do you like money?
Absolutely. She's exactly right. They're trying to fucking get little likes and views, but when it comes to the reality, these guys are not fucking alpha males. They're just gonna fold up and hide in their mom's basement, like on their little laptops, keyboard warriors.
So I'm taking it everybody here doesn't like Furry. Nobody likes it.
It's okay. It's not a don't like. It's more I don't have respect for what she does. Okay, and how she acts. I mean, she is a human being after all. We're all humans, but it's not so much I hate her or dislike her. It's I hate what she does and what she represents.
I don't like him. I don't like him at all.
Or him, or her, or whatever you want to call him. Right.
She's a cheat.
It's an
okay.
is.
So let's
let's put it this way. What Furry does is actually hypocritical. She's not standing up for the First Amendment in any way, shape, or form. All she's doing is taking out her own prejudices on everybody else. So let's get this straight, and let's get it straight now. And she's getting paid for it. So if you're that fucking stupid to actually believe that she's standing up for your rights, you're a bigger idiot than she is.
You know what's funny about this though? You're the one throwing insults. It's interesting.
Oh.
Okay, but now hold on.
Whoa.
It's interesting.
Guys, hold on. One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. We're not gonna. This is not gonna devolve into just some argument. We're here to have a conversation.
Like conversation that's very interesting. I'm not sure if we can debate and talk about it, but
Now, okay, so let's move on from that little subject right now. Now, someone brought up a good point about furry. Now, furry, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can actually go and see videos. Furry goes around telling parents that their kids should, foul crap to the kids, calling kids bastards, saying that the kids can suck his, genitals and stuff like that. Now, again, free speech, protected free speech. But then again, what was it, a few weeks ago, when furry all of a sudden started using the fact that furry was transgendered when the Maxwell Report started dealing with furry? A bit hypocritical?
Well, like I said, I can't really comment on things I don't know about, and I don't know about those.
Okay, fair enough. So you don't know about that, but let's just say, in generalities, hypocritical or not?
Hypocritical to walk around and tell kids to suck his or hers, whatever.
Yeah, but then get upset when other people are calling that other people are talking about how furries, furries trans or whatever, and saying that these are hate crimes and stuff like that, yet being completely not worried about that type of stuff in other circumstances. Hypocritical or not hypocritical?
I would say it's.
If I can show you proof that happened, if I can show you proof that happened, you would agree that. I mean, come on, you cannot agree that that's not hypocritical, right? Come on. I understand you're a furry fan, but come on, that's fucking hypocritical, right?
I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see the context. And
okay, fine,
is that blatant?
But okay, just in general, we're talking generalities right now. That will be a hypocritical thing to do, correct?
Yeah, if that happened, yes, that's hypocritical. But
so if we can show you,
you gotta understand.
Go ahead.
Though, it's still the content she's creating. It's the scenario she's creating. She's creating entertainment basically. We all know it, and she's very good at it. It's for the views and the likes, and I think she also she loves the First Amendment. She fought for her
doesn't love the First Amendment. If she loves the fucking First Amendment,
Right.
Seriously, you're an idiot. You're an absolute fucking idiot. And I'm gonna lay this out for you. If you love the First Amendment, you don't go around harassing people. You don't go getting people fired from their jobs because you're a psychotic, raving lunatic who seems to think that you've got some kind of little power in your little finger because you go around auditing saying that I'm standing up for the First Amendment. Where does getting somebody fired from their job have anything to do with the First Amendment? Where does going around with a bunch of thugs auditing churches and businesses have anything to do with the First Amendment?
Getting people
Those
arrested.
businesses have rights too. No, shut the fuck up. I'm tired of this bullshit, and I'm gonna lay this out. Furry Potato is not an auditor.
Hey.
Furry Potato is not an entertainer. Furry Potato is an agitator, and she's basically a fucking domestic terrorist, and that's the end of it. She's also a fucking psycho. So the sooner you get that into your fucking head.
Kneel to her.
What?
She's your queen. Kneel to her.
She's not my fucking queen. I wouldn't kneel to that piece of shit.
Guys, relax.
No, she's not. She's not anybody's queen, mate.
Morgie, relax. Morgie.
I agree.
Relax, guys.
I agree with her too.
Okay, guys, relax. Okay, just I get it. We all dislike furry. We don't like furry. We disagree with what furry does. But the point is, we're trying to understand why somebody does like furry.
Can I say something?
Sure.
It's apparent that this person doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Everything you've referenced, they've like, well, I don't know. Well, I haven't seen it. Well, maybe you should go and fucking watch some of the shit this stupid fucker does.
Exactly.
And then
I think you're lying.
Opinion.
Here's a question.
So much. You hate her so much.
Here's a question.
You can't stand it.
Here's a question. How many videos of furry have you seen?
I've been watching for 2 years.
You've been watching furry for 2 years.
I've seen at least 4.
Okay,
Because
so
for
you've been
30
watching,
days you've been in this shit.
but that just means there's auditing. He's not talking about watching auditing. He's been auditing for that long. Doesn't mean
No.
he hasn't been watching videos.
I've been watching videos about furry and other auditors, James Freeman, for about 2 years. Yeah, I've been auditing myself about a month.
You've been watching.
And
So you've been
you have
watching furry
no
for a few
idea
years.
what furry's
Mrs.
about.
Mrs. J, relax. Hold on. Give me a minute here, okay? Give me a minute here. All right. So for 2 years you've been watching furry, and you can't think of one instance that furry has done anything questionable in 2 years.
So I'm not here to say what she's doing is right or wrong, though. She does what she does, and I'm going to continue to watch.
Is she here to say my opinion is right or wrong? Whenever I comment on her channel and she blocks me, is my opinion right or wrong? Why would she block me for that? I only wrote one comment. I wasn't bombarding her or anything.
Yeah, I don't know why she did that. I don't know why.
Furry blocked.
That's the problem.
Furry blocked Extortion Watchers here because Extortion Watchers is a regular panelist on this show. That's why Furry blocked Extortion Watchers. That's the only reason. How is that protecting anyone's First Amendment? How is that an attack on Furry Potato? He simply comes in here and watches. You can't say it is, can you? It's not, right? It's not you don't know. Let's stop this I don't know crap. Let's get some yes/no questions here. Is it protecting the First Amendment or not? You know this. You're not dumb. You seem like a smart individual. So you can tell me yes or no if that's protecting the First Amendment or not, right? Come on.
Blocking anybody on her platform has nothing to do with the First Amendment, in my opinion.
Okay. Again, that's
this guy, man. This guy.
Okay, so in your opinion,
just stop deflecting. Just stop deflecting and answer the frigging question.
Okay,
we're here to have
just let me kind of get let me get something straight.
Okay.
We're actually trying to evaluate Furry Potato as a conscious, understanding, upstanding, person, and at every turn he proves that he's just absolutely a fucking scumbag. So what's the motivation here? Are we trying to is Furry Potato good or Furry Potato bad? Now, personally, I think Furry Potato bad. So what's the debate here?
That's a good point. Thank you. That's a good point. My debate is this: she's not doing anything, in my opinion, that warrants people commenting on her YouTube channel. That?
Okay.
What did he just say?
Something happened. Anyways, she can block whoever she wants. That's her right. She can go on.
Okay, now like I said, I always agree with you about that, but my point is, Furry can't call.
Here. I've been assaulted 4 times already, and I think that's just a very good indicator of the people I'm talking to. So,
Furry can't call Furry defender of the First Amendment the way Furry acts. Now, what is the point of auditing? Let's change the subject right now. Still on Furry though, but what is the point of auditing personal businesses? Your opinion. Well, where's the government accountability in that?
Sorry, I totally broke up. I missed the last 30 seconds. So.
Sorry. Okay, so what's the point of auditing private businesses or private residents, private streets for that matter? Where's the government accountability when it comes to those type of audits? That Furry does do. And if you've been watching for 2 years, you've seen these audits, or you haven't been watching Furry Potato.
Yeah, so when she walks down the street and she's filming, and when she got attacked by the bat, remember that situation? She was walking down and there was some people eating some food, and she stopped and kind of just looked at them, and then obviously they say something to her. The point of that is, I think it's just education that you have no right to privacy out in public. You can't trespass your eyes no matter where you are or what circumstance. I don't think she's ever said that she's only accountable or keeping the government accountable.
Yeah, but the thing you're missing, the thing you're actually missing is the fact, okay, that she goes out and deliberately incites Now, the bottom line is, under the First Amendment, if you are standing up for the First Amendment, then you also have to stand up for people's First Amendment rights to worship in freedom. And she is going, hang on, and she's going around and harassing people of other faith. So that is, she is violating their First Amendment right to freedom of religion. No, hang on. You're holding her up as an advocate of the First Amendment.
Yes.
So under the First Amendment, there is also freedom of religion.
Yes.
And she's going around and harassing them. What you're not seeing and what she's not showing you is the fact that she's been hanging around those streets for hours and hours and hours to incite people. That one where that came out of the baseball bat, she'd been wandering around for a while, and it was a Jewish area, and she knew it, and she was there to incite. She incites. She is not standing up for any rights. She is not standing up for the First Amendment. And I think this is something that you guys need to get into your head, because what she's doing is just inciting. Those videos are edited so badly that you don't actually know the things. I know for a fact that she goes out there and stands around for hours before she actually starts filming, and she's already incited. There's already been a number of encounters before all of that until she goes live or does whatever it is she does. Now, if you can't get your head around that, then you seriously have problems. And the fact that the fact that you watch Freeman and think he's brilliant as well that shows you that you have dubious taste in your auditors.
How about Johnny Five-0? Do you like him?
No, he's an idiot too.
Wow. So that's whatever. So I'll tell you an example here in Utah. That's where I'm from. We have a big church, the Mormon church, the LDS church, and they rack in millions, hundreds of millions of dollars a year in tithing. And you know how much they pay in state taxes or federal taxes?
Who cares?
I do.
Yeah, what's that got to do with the price of cheese in China, mate?
No, I'm talking about
every bloody church does that.
The auditing part, the separation between church and state is the auditing part. So when I'm going to go to a Mormon church here pretty soon, I'm going to audit. I'm gonna just stand there and see what happens. And the fact that I'm gonna pick a road that's horrible too, a road that has potholes, that has just horrible construction around it, and I'm gonna say, why isn't the church helping the community out? Why isn't this $100 billion business, the Mormon Church, helping out with the roads? Yeah, I think it's a perfect reason to audit. I think it's a perfect reason.
Seriously? You're seriously going to do that, are you? You seriously don't know the answer to that. You may as well go and do all the prosperity preachers on TV and everything else, sunshine. I mean, you know, that's the Mormon Church has looked after their own for a long time. And just remember, the Mormon Church was a bunch of vigilantes when they started. So you better be very careful, because they will probably shoot your ass off.
I'm actually Mormon myself, so I think I'll be all right. I was the next one.
No.
So.
You know what? That's absolutely right.
All right. So,
anything else? We done here? I'm pretty sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 1. So, I mean.
Well, I mean, to be honest, you really have deflected a lot of things we've said on here. I mean, the only thing I got you at a straight answer on was a hypothetical. I mean, I could show you proof of what I was talking about when Furry says all kinds of stuff. In fact, I have it in one of my videos. Furry's going around saying these things.
Can I
so if I'm going to come, what I'm understanding, you like Furry, not necessarily because Furry is standing up for your First Amendment right. You like Furry essentially because Furry is entertaining. That is the basic gist of what I'm understanding why you like Furry. Would I be wrong in that thinking?
I do find her very entertaining, yes. And I also think she's
do you find her educational at all? And if so, specific reasons where she educated you.
Well, I mean, just the educating part about auditing cops, or talking about the Bain Act, talking about the distance between you and the police officers while you're filming. I mean, there's this basic education that's there. But I think for the most part, it's education of.
Did you know she was wrong on the Bain Act? She's
What's that?
absolutely wrong on the Bain. She was absolutely wrong on the Bain Act. Absolutely
Only
wrong.
for California.
That guy just standing there filming, covering up the sign. That was not a Bain Act violation at all. You do know that, right? You know. First of all, do you live in California?
No, I'm in Utah.
So you don't really know about the Bain Act. Fair enough. Look up the Bain Act and see what has to happen in order for someone to be prosecuted for Bain Act. You will see Furry was way off the mark on that. And this is not just coming from me. You can look it up and find it out.
Yeah.
Real easy. Just Google it.
I'm on my
Furry was
phone.
way off on that.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing for Mr. Innocent Auditor? If you're starting to do any audits, please, for the love of God, do not become the story.
So you can. I've posted 12 videos.
Story.
You can go, I can subscribe to my channel. It's Innocent Auditor. I don't.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
This
When
guy,
hell freezes over.
this guy sounds like an imposter. I mean, he doesn't even have enough information to start a video.
It's what's called a troll. He's just a troll.
No. He's just he's a YouTube lawyer. He's gotten all this information off idiots like Potato and Freeman who don't know the law, and he seems to think that he can go around and do what he likes. Bottom line, the thing is that he can't, and he's going to learn that very soon.
I'm sorry. I just come up here and I was really curious if someone could define innocent auditor for me.
Jackass? Jack
Isn't that like an oxymoron?
I'll do it for you. Cunt.
Okay, guys, this is starting to really devolve. Look, I'm honestly.
No, I was curious. I've never seen an innocent auditor, so I was really curious.
That's your fourth
A
time.
cordial
So I'm not going to hold back anymore. So you can.
I just wanted to have a
stick your head
cordial
under the water
conversation with
if you
you
want
about
to.
this.
I came on nice. So, I mean,
No, you did,
was
and
attacked.
You did.
And here's the thing. Okay, but they're getting tired of everything you were doing. Every time you came on nice, I started out nice, but then you started deflecting away from stuff I was asking, or you have a reason like, well, I've never seen this before. Everything that we've come up with is either you haven't seen the evidence that we're talking about, or you just feel that furry is entertaining. That those have been your two answers to almost every single question. Furry's entertaining, or I didn't see this or that.
So I'm not gonna talk about things that I don't know about what she's doing.
Which is I understand. I get that. I get that. I wouldn't expect you to.
Why is she blocking people? I mean,
I wouldn't expect you to answer questions about shit you didn't know. I get that. Yeah. But so pretty much you were probably not the right person to come up and try and defend furry, because you said it yourself. You like furry because furry's entertaining. Okay. You haven't been able to tell me one thing that you learned from her. You mentioned the Bain Act. Furry was wrong on the Bain Act, so you didn't learn anything about the Bain Act. As far as
I learned that I can tell
dealing with the police. Go ahead.
I learned that I can tell the cops to fuck off. I learned that I don't have to be scared of the police officer when they pull me over. Furry's taught me that I do not have to take their shit when they're giving unlawful orders. Furry's also taught me that transgender people are amazing and we should respect their rights also. She's taught me that community is really important. She has a lot of cool people like mods, a lot of people that's on her channel that are really nice and sweet. I mean, there's things she's taught me for sure.
Okay, so then what video can you point to me that the police or anyone in the government capacity has messed with furry because furry is a trans person? Please. I haven't seen one.
What was it? I think when she got patted down she was getting detained, and a man was patting her down, and she kept saying,
okay.
I need a woman to pat me down. I need a woman to pat me down.
Oh man!
Okay, so eventually the woman did pat her down. So again, how were any kind of rights violated for her being trans?
From what I remember,
if the problem was corrected.
I think the man did start doing it first, but
But the problem was corrected, right?
I believe so. Yes.
So then, how was that a violation?
Well, when a man touches a woman, I guess that'd be the violation, and being detained for things that she wasn't charged for. I think
but the point They didn't continue to do it when they were pointed out that it was wrong. They said, "Oh, okay, we made a mistake." They fixed it. They're humans too. They're allowed to make mistakes, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously.
Well, then I don't see that as a violation of her rights. Can you name another instance? Because that's one, and that's a fail.
Do you know? Did you know also that
I should have gotten
do you know also? Do you know also that they don't have to provide a FEMA? You can request one. They don't have to provide it.
I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
I said any officer can pat you down. It doesn't have to be a female. So you can request one, but they don't have to comply with it.
Yeah, that may be the case. Yeah, that'd be a dick move.
Well, then that way it definitely wasn't a violation of any rights or even a perceived violation.
Yeah,
So
that's the
again,
case. That's the case.
then give me another example, because you said you learned that trans get violated by the police from furry. Well, give me another example, because you named one. There should be multiple if you learned something, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm just saying you're saying a lot of stuff, but not backing anything up you're saying.
But what you say about the trans? I said that all about trans was trans people are awesome. That
And that the police don't. You don't have to. They don't have to have their rights violated because they're trans. You also said that.
Yes, they don't have to have rights violated.
Then what did you have? My question is, how did you learn that from furry?
That she stands
specifically
up for it.
from
She
furry.
won't let it happen. She won't let it happen. That's what.
But it's never been an instance where it has happened. So how do you know she wouldn't let it happen?
Same thing.
As a former police officer, if we deal with somebody, it doesn't matter what gender they are. We deal with them as they are. If they're dressed in, like black, uniform with a helmet on their head and a backpack, and they're trying to make some kind of overt kind of, signals that makes everybody suspicious, yeah, we're going to contact that person. And not only that, but if they don't comply, we're going to take that person into custody.
Yeah, 100% is good. Yeah.
Excuse me, on what charge?
At the very least, creating a disturbance, because after 9/11, all things that are out in public, especially when law enforcement officers have to deal with it, they think, hey, this may be something really, really big. If he's wearing a backpack, he might have a bomb on his fucking back. So
Can't arrest them for what they might have.
and I'm telling you, so you have to take every caution that you can to protect the lives and the citizenry of the area, because you know what, if that guy is a terrorist, it's gonna be like the Boston Marathon bombing. Do you want to have that, or do you want to be proactive and prevent that?
My thing is, how many terrorist attacks have there been? What, 4 maybe?
I have a question.
It's not common.
Where did the Patriot Act?
We're not in Afghanistan.
No, but yeah, I'll tell you what. There are a large amount of domestic terrorists as well. So and they cause more bombings than anybody else. So it's not just Islamic terrorists that do it.
The other side of it is, where did the Patriot Act suspend the Constitution amendments?
Yeah, fuck that act. That's the worst act they ever fucking created. Horrible.
I would agree with you on that one. That was a stupid ass act to get passed. I agree.
And we all agree that we should free Snowden, right? Get him a pardon.
No.
Give Snowden a pardon. No.
And I don't know if you guys know it, but the DHS is where this started. Their See Something, Say Something program and all of the other infrastructure protections that came about. There's even a cyber stalking and infrastructure something or other agency that was formed under the DHS, CISA, I believe it's called, that really makes it very interesting that now just the way you are dressed, just what you carry, gives the police reasonable suspicion to do a Terry stop on you?
Bullshit. That's horrible.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't condone some of what's going on right now with the potato and others that are using the
Potato. I'm
of
sorry,
the
that was awesome.
pandemic to mask themselves. I mean, Virginia's got an anti-masking law that had to be superseded by their governor's executive order.
Yep.
So it's a real conundrum right now. And I just had a guy in my state decide to do an audit on a waterworks in the town near him, and yeah, that is technically suspicious under the DHS guidelines.
Man, I guess this is a whole different avenue of auditors I never realized. I didn't like this. I did an audit on the power plant and had the cops called on me because if you see this power plant, it is beautiful, and I'm legit taking pictures of it. Is that suspicious? I had a mask on, and the hat on, and glasses on.
Well, it depends. Now, how were you when you were? How did they approach you?
Well, so some guy in a truck. I didn't know where in the hell he came from. He came up and says, "I'm going to sue you for taking my picture." And so I normally don't really say anything. I don't really talk. And they got on the phone and they called the cops, and the cops came around me with guns and did their whole spiel and tried to get who know who I was. And I told them I don't talk to police. You can watch it. It's my first video ever released. One of my first audits ever too. And I told one cop that he's a fucking douchebag, and they just, I don't know, for filming, for doing my First Amendment constitutional right. Filming.
Okay, I get it, but do you also see with the Patriot Act being passed and the terrorist attacks that have happened, and first of all, how long ago was this audit?
This audit was 2 months ago. Yeah,
okay, so COVID era, and plus all of the riots that have been going on, everyone's a little antsy. You would agree, right? Everyone's antsy. Doesn't make it right what they did, but you would have to agree. People are pretty antsy right now, right?
Yeah, I agree. I've been to protests too. I've been to BLM protests. And I've been to,
so with that, now I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not saying they should have approached you the way they did, but you can understand why they did approach you at least, right?
100%. They have, like I said, they have all the reasons to ask what I'm doing. But,
right. Of course, you don't have to say what you're doing, but don't you think it would have gone a lot smoother if you would have just said, "Oh, your building is beautiful. I just want to do that." And if they continue to be foul with you, hey, then you told them what they're doing, and they're taking it to another level. Then that's on them.
So let me tell you,
you're kind of feeding into the situation. You're feeding into the situation by, I get you're what you're doing. I get the whole premise of the auditing. You don't want them to know what you're doing and stuff like that.
There's a very specific reason why I do it, though. Very specific reason. So Utah was a stop and ID state from 2019 and back. So all these old-time police officers think they can just stop you without any suspicion, any reason, and get your ID and find out who you are. And this law just passed that they don't have that right to do that anymore. So I'm out here just trying to educate the police officers. They don't have any right to just stop any.
It's not up to you to do that. It's up to their department to train them. It's not up to you to do that. It's up to the department to train them to do that.
You hate auditors, don't you? You don't like auditors. This guy doesn't like auditors.
No, I just don't like idiots, and you're an idiot.
Well, you're British, and go hell your queen.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was driving through Utah, and I got a speeding ticket in Millard County, Utah. And I'll tell you what, man, those guys were like really, they were really strict, dude. I was following a semi, and I was doing like maybe, 78, 79 miles an hour. And I got pulled over by Millard County, Utah Sheriff's Department. And this dude wrote me a ticket, and it was like maybe $180 ticket. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Okay, so when you were talking about the power plant and the audit process, one thing that occurred to me while you guys were talking, if you're walking up and doing an audit and they ask you what you're doing and you say nothing, you're going to raise people's, the hair on the back of their neck. Let me finish. So but the thing is, conversations go two ways. So if you tell them, "Oh, I'm here to do, take pictures," or "I'm here I like your building," and you're doing a small story, but you let them in a little bit to what you're doing, you're going to get a much more positive response out of people. And they'll be like, oh, you're filming? Okay, then have a good day. And they're not going to bother you most of the time. So if you say nothing, you're going to aggravate people.
So the person that stopped me was a random car. It wasn't anybody at the power plant. The power plant left me.
So it doesn't matter. So they ask, so they have a right, so they're coming to talk to you. Tell them to take a picture of the building. So like, okay, have a nice day. I get people randomly talking to me all the time while I'm working. I work as a surveyor in downtown in the city. People randomly come up and talk to me all the time. I don't have to be, I'm not rude with them.
They're not obviously.
I don't ignore them. Is my point. You don't ignore people when they're talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, can somebody mute? Can we have like mics muted while we're not talking, please?
All right. Well, I had a good conversation with you guys. I'm gonna bounce. I got some dinner to eat.
Just before you go, I will bow to the Queen. My Queen is Queen Elizabeth II, not Furry
Didn't
Potato.
her boy rape a bunch of kids? Didn't her boy rape a bunch of kids?
Didn't
all hell furry. Okay. Bye guys.
All hell furry. That's funny.
Jeez,
well, anyway, so
there
was
that asshole, and he is an asshole, got me when he said he had no morals. All right? Furry has no fucking morals. How can you expect this guy to be anything more than what furry is? A soulless piece of shit.
I wasn't expecting it, Mrs. J. Don't worry. Don't worry. Morgan, you said some good stuff right on point. Well said. You shut him up.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Sorry. I let the emotions get, but I'm just fed up with these idiots that just brainlessly follow these idiots.
You're awesome.
Okay, so now I was hoping, I did actually learn some things from him. I learned why people like Furry Potato. So he tried to say that he learned some things from Furry Potato. Yeah, he cannot cite one thing that he learned from Furry Potato. Well, I guess the only thing is how to not let police, dictate the situation. But I'm going to be honest. There's not a whole lot of instances that Furry Potato, because Furry Potato does deal with the police, but mostly Furry Potato deals with the public, right? That's what Furry does. Furry instigates and deals with the public more often than the police. Now, he couldn't tell me one reason why Furry learned anything. Then he mentioned the Bain Act. I really, truly hope he looks up the Bain Act. He probably won't.
And actually,
he wants to believe Furry.
I learned the Bain Act. I looked it up.
Yeah, because like I said, I never expect anyone to believe my word when I say something. If I'm wrong on something, y'all will call me out on that, and that's fine. I appreciate that. But I'm not wrong on the Bain Act. That was not a Bain Act violation. Master Report also went on to say that's not a Bain Act violation as well. So it's not like I'm the only one that's saying it. And the simple fact that he thought that it was a Bain Act, and he said, "Oh, I learned something," tells you the danger that Furry poses to Furry's fans when they just believe what Furry says just because Furry said it. So I learned that it's all about, for Furry's fans, it's all about the entertainment value for Furry as opposed to the First Amendment and the education. They watch Furry to, like NJ, like we were saying earlier, it's devolved into pure entertainment. And Furry is, I guess you could say, their queen because she is so good at entertaining. At least that's what I learned from that little interview. Stuck, what about you?
Oh, I'm totally on board with exactly what you just said. He just sees the entertainment value in it, and he says he just started doing auditing for a month ago. He's gonna go down that same path.
It's possible.
Based on because he said he's been watching for 2 years. Doesn't seem like he's learned anything about not becoming the story, about just doing it properly, this kind of thing.
Yeah. Extortion Watchers, what about you, sir?
I just don't have nothing to say about him. He's going to be another furry, I guess. So
I know you were getting upset. That was crazy. Usually you're like calm, collected. You were getting upset. I'm like, damn, Extortion Watchers are getting mad. Uh-oh.
I'm glad I was on mute a couple of times. Let's put it that way.
All right. And Mrs. J was all fired up. Did you learn anything, Mrs. J?
Mrs. J.
Oh, here she is. She's trying.
I hate this phone.
Are you
I
doing that,
can't get
Kenny?
in.
Kenny, are you muting her?
No,
Yeah, right.
I'm not doing. I'm not
Drop
muting
down
her.
and then drop back up real quick.
Yeah, we'll go to Morgie. Morgie, while she's fixing out, what did you learn anything?
Oh, I'm on.
Okay, well, go
Am I
ahead, Mr.
back?
J. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that that guy's a complete and utter total asshole. I mean, he couldn't. How can you get on and defend somebody that you haven't even watched their videos? And then to turn
He
around and say, "Well, I don't have any morals."
He said
Well,
he saw
you're
them.
No, he said he didn't watch. He said a ton of different
No.
ones. Well, I haven't seen it. Well, I haven't seen it. Well,
no,
what have
he
you
hasn't seen
seen?
any of the bad. Yeah, he hasn't seen any of the bad reactions from Furry Potato, which, unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do when they like someone. They tune that shit out, or they just don't comment on it. They wish it to go away, even though it won't go away. If they don't watch it, they don't have to comment on it, and therefore they don't have to. They don't have to say, that their hero did something wrong.
Yeah, I call bullshit. He knows exactly what we're talking about. He's
No,
just
I'm
a
sure he
troll.
does. I'm sure. Morgan, what about you? Did you learn anything?
He was just
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Miss Jarhead. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was just saying it. He I don't know. He was just on here getting a rise out of us. That's I think he's complete and total bullshit.
Well,
I don't even
honestly,
think he believed what he said.
I think he came on wanting to have a conversation, but unfortunately, you guys were just so hating Furry and just adamant about what he was saying. Like it kind of the conversation devolved. I do believe he came on with the intention to talk, but it got heated, and that's why it went the way it was. Okay,
But he also,
that's just my opinion.
He was deflecting, and he didn't. He's kind of contradicted himself in the fact that
No,
he says he's watched your videos but doesn't remember anything.
And that's what pissed you guys off, and I get it, and I get that's what pissed you off, but that's why the conversation devolved, in my opinion.
I got a question for Morgie. Morgie, I'm from the great Canada here, as Chuck always says, Canada. And the Queen is amazing. But what would happen if somebody tried to audit Buckingham Palace?
Good luck. you can't even get past the bloody gates.
I just, yeah, anyway, stupid thought.
No, seriously, you can't get through the gates. The security. A few people have managed to get over the gates over the years, and they don't get very far. They really don't get very far.
No, it's locked down pretty tight. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Morgie, what did you learn since we're just moving on here?
What I'm learning is that people like Furry are dangerous if idiots like this are going to start emulating what they do and putting up for what they do. That's it's. I think the COVID has allowed people to watch all these videos or find these videos online, and more of these assholes are starting to come out of the woodwork, shall we say, and they're going to cause a lot of problems. And I think this is where they're going to kill the First Amendment if this keeps going.
Diver, what about you, sir?
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the midst of doing some more research, but I didn't catch the question.
Oh, from the conversation with the auditor guy, did you learn anything about Furry Potato supporters?
Yeah, when that tater tot arm started, I had weeks before unsubscribed.
All right. Now, yeah, no one brought up the pepper spray incident, which I'm surprised that no one did. I didn't even bring it up, so my bad. Yeah, I was going, yeah, see, I really did want to, but the problem is it was hard because he really was deflecting every single point I was trying to make or any point you guys were trying to make. He didn't see it. And then when he doesn't have any morals he doesn't have any morals. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I think he does have morals. At that point, I think he was in total troll mode. I think he was already made up his mind. Well, this isn't going the way he wanted to go, so he just went into defensive. I'm just here to fuck with you guys now, sort of thing. Maybe at first he was on point, trying to come on and answer, but maybe the questions were. Well, no, come on. We were posing some good points, and he didn't even want to concede to anything we were saying. It's like, well, come on, how can you not? The only thing I could even concede was if in generalities, he wouldn't want to talk bad about Furry. Because obviously Furry will probably delete him and ban him and say, all right, Tater Tot Army, you need to not worry about Innocent Auditor anymore. He's a jackass and he's not for freedom and he violated my Bain Act violation. And then there was a Mrs. J Act. And oh my God, what about the Morgie Act? All of these acts were violated by this one guy. And his people would believe him because, they don't bother to look up. All right, let me ask you guys this. If I said, oh my God, guys, there's this new act. It's called the Blue Sky Act. And it says that all auditors must go to jail and not collect $200. Would you believe me or would you want to go look it up?
I'd go look it up.
I would hope you would. What about you, Source Watcher? Would you believe me or would you go look it up?
I'd go look it up real quick.
Yeah, Mrs. J, what about you? Would you believe me or would you look it up?
Or look it up and then they come back to you and say, Kenny, you're a fucking liar.
Exactly. No one and anyone that does that in Furry Potatoes group, what do you think would happen to them?
Oh, they would go, they wouldn't look it up. They'd believe her and oh yeah, excellent.
But let's say that for the few people that did look it up and called Furry out on it, what would happen to those people?
They'd be blocked.
They'd get blocked.
Exactly.
That's it.
I just got home and I just had a spider crawl out above my head.
See, Kimmer called me on it right there. That's not a law. See, y'all would never let me get away with something like that. Because you guys have a brain, and you guys think, and you guys aren't lemmings.
No.
You're not a tater tot. You're your own people. You like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. And that's what makes this country and this world so great.
I think what he was missing the point on, too, is that, the whole thing about, having the freedom of opinion and comment with people. And I don't agree with, with his opinion or somebody else's opinion. But in no way do I throw hate speech and, harassing statements towards anybody. That's where you draw the line on the freedom of speech. We've had some issues up here in the past where that line you never cross. Say what you want. As soon as you start being derogatory, making threats, then that's unacceptable. Right?
And that's where you get it. Furry makes threats.
Yeah. And that's what he wasn't understanding, is that you do not make those threats. You do not go up and, call a cop a tyrant in his face and stuff. Now you're just making derogatory, hateful statements to somebody's face. So now you're starting to cross that line. Whether or not you do it, but
And as I said before, Furry instigates these things. She hangs around and hangs around so people see her, and then when she confronts somebody or does she'll do something, they know she's there. They've seen her walking around. And she instigates it. And these people, what these people don't get is that she is instigating this so she gets a reaction, so people will click. The other thing is that if Furry's platform is so fantastic, how come her other channels are failing? Her private channels are failing.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought you were just raking in the money.
She's not. She actually had a beg. She had to had a begging session the other day.
Yeah. All right. So, All right. So, you guys ready for Saturday? You guys been Brushing up on your 80s trivia? Anybody? Probably not.
Oh, yeah,
Morgie, what about you? How are you on 80s trivia, Morgie?
Oh, not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay.
I'm pretty
All
good.
right.
I grew up in the 80s, so.
Is it going to be world or American based 80s trivia?
Ooh, let's go world. I'll do world. We'll do world. We'll do world based. That would be fair to our non-American fans.
Yeah, because somebody did a trivia recently, and it was very American centric. So, you know, a lot of TV shows and stuff that were never shown in other places. So
good point.
So yeah, no, just sorry, just trying to double down on things.
Okay, great.
What
All
time
right,
on Saturday? What time on Saturday, sir?
1:30.
Okay. 1:30 which?
1:30.
Eastern time?
1:30 Josh time.
Josh, oh, fuck. Then I don't know what fucking time that is. That could be like
1:30 Pacific.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday.
Well, that's not Josh time. Josh lives over here on the East Coast.
Well, sure it is. Josh lies, so it could be any time but the time he really did.
Oh, you're such an ass.
All right, so don't forget, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna start with the very first inductee for Frauditor of the Year for 2021. I'm gonna tell you guys who the first one is. And again, if you guys have anybody that you guys would like to nominate, just make sure that they've been relevant in the year 2020. So again, let's not talk about Ian. We all hate Ian and probably still do, but he hasn't been relevant in 2020. So he's.
Can I nominate you, Kenny?
You could, but I think everyone would boycott you and destroy you. So it's up to you. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'll get back to that.
Is Masso alive here in a couple minutes?
I think so.
Yes, they are.
Oh well, in that case.
Yeah, I'm in this one. All right, guys. I hope you guys all have a great day. Stuff. You have any last minute comments?
No. Just behave yourself, Kenny. Please.
Yeah. Extortion Watchers.
Yeah, I appreciate the show. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, Diver.
He's off doing some other things.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I got a little heated. Thank you, chat.
Morgan, I love you.
There he is.
You're great for what you say. I've heard you on other panels. You're
Absolutely.
Always and keep it up.
I thought it was great that the only thing he had to say, well, yeah, go serve your queen. I was like, really? That's the best you got? Like, God, that's so weak.
I do. I serve Queen Elizabeth, so there you go.
That was so weak. I was like, damn, that's weak. Mrs. J, you got anything last minute?
All right.
That guy was a real asshole.
Agreed.
All right, kids.
Thank you very much.
All right, later. All right, thanks,
Kenny.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Diamond Justice. Thanks, South Jersey Sasquatch. Thank you, AG. Kimber, thank you. Cat Legal. Flash, thank you, sir. Thanks for being on my side for once, Flash. Flash is one of the guys that always calls me out on shit. He's more than one of my persistent. I think he's grown to like me a little bit, but for the most part, he keeps me honest, and I appreciate him for that. Power Wagon, thank you. Sawbird, thank you. Sawbird's another one that keeps me honest. May keeps me honest. Diamond Justice keeps me honest. A lot of you guys keep me honest, and I thank you all for that. So thanks everyone who's in. If I didn't mention you, doesn't mean you weren't like. I just don't see your name in the chat. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you again with another video. All right, y'all.
Check out
Peace.
my channel, everybody. Check out my channel, everybody.
What? When goats go